Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. Please be advised, kaiju crime is on the rise. If you feel like you are about to become the victim of kaiju crime, please follow these important instructions. Step 1, stop what you're doing. Step 2, either increase yourself to kaiju size or pilot a robot of comparable size. Step 3, do your finishing ultimate move. Step 4, pose while the kaiju explodes. Thank you for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? I see Rast was here bright and early saying, yo, what's up? Also first, how you doing, Rast? Oh! Thank you for the objection. We didn't have this last time, no, because I guess we started, that's cool. We have Taurosaurus, which by the way, once people filter in, I have some thoughts about the name Taurosaurus. I've been thinking about it. Thank you for the Tomcat. I will read some chat. As we just keep looking up and down Taurosaurus's body here. Oak says, hey, Big Magic Daddy, how you doing? Oak, Eglin says, hi, Eglin. Oh, everybody, guess what? Eglin gifted me a game. It was a game that somebody, I believe it was Tony's Game Lounge, had mentioned on Discord. It was Guilty as Sock. And so, I mean, did you watch the trailer? Watch the trailer. It's in the, I think it's in the, is it in the videos channel on Discord? I'm excited. I want to play it with someone. So everyone say thank you, Eglin. Thank you, Eglin. Lesbian Wolf saying hi. How you doing, Lesbian Wolf? Huh?
The month of May has finished and Logan is still coughing.
Oh my gosh. I know, and it's going to be this way. I was just finally getting over my cough from when I got sick over Easter weekend. When I got this cold, like a little bit over, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? I'll probably have it for another couple of weeks. But it's not as bad. I feel like my voice doesn't sound so bad. But thank you so much for the 10 bits, Vero. How you doing, Vero? Welcome. I see over on YouTube, we got Valtube saying hi with a bunch of eyes. How you doing, Valtube? Eglin said, oh, wait, hang on, where was I? No, Rast says, yo, Lesbian Wolf says, happy Pride, y'all. Eglin said, it's a thunderstorm out, so I'm hoping the stream will tune out most of it. I think that is what most of our job is, that if you're scared from the thunder, like my cat often is when there's a storm, the stream just drowns it out. Rast says, happy Pride, y'all. Oak said, yes, it's Pride Month, you all have to give me $100,000. Rast says, I am broke, so no. Oak says, homophobia. Lesbian Wolf says, so true, lol. And then Rast says, what do you mean? I'm an ally. Hidden Hand says, epic stirps. Huh? Queen Katie, ready with a party of 7. Perfect timing, we're just starting. Vera, would you be so kind as to I'm sure you're probably already doing it. Do a shout out for Queen Katie, and then we'll get into the game in just a few moments here after we see it. There's a clip loading up down there.
Why every part of me is awesome.
I'm sorry, I think the music from this game might be drowning out the audio from the game in your clip. I'm sorry. But how is the rest of your stream, Queen Katie? Welcome. Go follow Queen Katie if you haven't already. She does fun stuff if you're into like reverse 1999 and stuff like that. Okay, so we should probably load up the game, but thank you again for those. Oh, I should give a rundown if there are new people in with the raid, with Queen Katie's raid. Hi, I'm Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Currently alternating between this game, you can see the title right there, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, and Metaphori Fantasio, a great JRPG from the makers of Persona. So we're just getting started, so welcome. We are on the final case of this game, but we're just starting out the case. So I'll let you decide if that's spoilers, if you feel like you can stay and watch, if you need to take off, or maybe you're like, I don't care about lawyers shouting at each other. I am only interested in weird anthropomorphized objects turned into waifus in reverse 1999, so I'm out of here. That's fine. But we'd love to have you stick around if you can. Queen Katie is an awesome member of our community, so any friend of hers is a friend of ours, whether you want to be or not. You are our friend. So let's load up this game where we left off last time. So I believe we were just about to talk to Sean Fenn. I'm still not crazy about that name. The little cow kid, the cow boy. So we'll load this up and I'll read a couple more comments in the chat though. Oak says, nobody paid attention to my typo. Wait, which typo? Oh, you said the hold command. Oak says Phoenix. Hidden Hand says what? Oak says Penny. Is that new? Oh, the asset in the beginning of the stream? No, that's an old asset actually. That was how I was assuming that Penny was still in here because I found that like sprite of her from like the 3/4 angle to use for that. And so I didn't know maybe that was unused in the game, but I assumed it was somewhere in here. But yeah, there's like a lot of retired assets from the opening part of the stream. That's just one of them. Viewer says, must have been the wind. Lesbian Wolf says, what? Ras says, must have been the wind. Oak says, must have been the wind. Speaking of that type of thing, I guess the new Oblivion remake is on sale this weekend, but I am broke until at least tomorrow, so I probably won't be playing it. Oh, has anybody played Elden Ring Night Rain? Ras says, also I got Persona 4 Golden on my Switch. Nice! I love that game. I miss those characters. Oak says, Vero. Vero says, hi. Oak says, woo. I love P4 and Hidden Hand with an objection. Okay. Let's play some of the game here. Well, actually, I should check over our YouTube real quick. I see Opinions there saying, hello, happy Pride Month, everyone. Thanatos, welcome back, Thanatos, saying hi. Valtube says, quote, you want to be or not, you are our friend. It's the best description of this community. That's right, you don't have a choice. I am friending you. I am appreciating your existence and enjoying your company to the utmost. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. So thank you, Valtube. It is both a threat and a promise, I suppose. All right, let's play some more. Like I said, we're talking to the kid here. I hope he's in the movie. I hope the horns, there's going to be some relation like, oh, he's like a human kid version of Taurosaurus or like Taurosaurus' son or something like that. I hope the horns don't just go unaddressed. It was Sean, wasn't it? Do you mind if I ask you some questions? Are you really a prosecutor? You just look like an old guy to me. I am both a prosecutor and an old guy. Old guy? Charmed, I'm sure. Badge first, then we talk. We can't do that because we're operating illegally. We're just a hobbyist prosecutor. I don't have my badge right now. And how do you expect people to believe you're a prosecutor? Huh. He's not the friendliest, huh? You want me to try talking to him? And by talking to him, I mean violence. It's easy. He's a kid. He's just a little guy. I could totally beat the crap out of a little guy. Why not? I doubt it can hurt. I never was good with children. I do wonder if Edgeworth is better with kids than he realizes, though. We've already seen in the other games that like he's been invited to some of Trucy's magic shows. I bet he's a good babysitter, but he just doesn't realize that the kids probably don't like lovey-dovey, like, we love you so much, Mr. Edgeworth, you're great. But I think they do secretly enjoy hanging out with him. I'm gonna headcanon that. First of all, let's present everything to bro here. Let's present our Yatagarasu pin. What's this? If you're trying to bribe your way into the movie, it's not gonna work. That's not what I was trying to do at all. So how would I get a part in the movie? Okay, save it for another time, please. Well, it's hard, Kay, because you gotta audition, but also it's probably a union picture, so you gotta become a member of the union, huh?
Why is the cowboy drinking his own milk? That seems very freaky. Is that a big kink amongst the cow community or something? Boo.
Ah! I knew that boo was coming. Thank you for the 10 bits, Oak. He's not drinking his own milk because he's not drinking his own milk. He doesn't make milk. He is drinking a female cow's milk, which cows are allowed to do. I don't know if you realize this, like when a cow has calves, those calves are gonna drink cow milk. That's allowed. It's just a little bit weird that he's like talking age and doing it. Have you ever had to, like, I won't say who this was in order to preserve the person's privacy and anonymity, but there is someone I knew who had a kid and continued to breastfeed that child past the point when the child was old enough to learn words. And I think that's where it gets creepy. Because like the kid would come in and go up to the mom and go like, booby, booby, booby. And it's like, oh, okay, I gotta breastfeed the kid. It's like, no, if the kid can ask for it verbally, no. I think that is the line that we need to draw right there, personally, I think. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Okay, I appreciate it. And we're gonna keep presenting stuff. But yeah, as I was saying, you gotta join SAG. But in order to join SAG, you have to be in a union movie. But in order to be in a union movie, you gotta be a member of SAG. But in order to be a member of SAG, you gotta be in a union movie. Here we go. Torosaurus is just a movie character. How did he wind up involved in a murder? That's exactly what I'd like you to help us figure out. Then give me a reason to, old man. I'm trying here, Sean. How about some delicious candy, huh? Will you take candy from a stranger? Then get in my van. I blacked out the windows so they can't see you eating all the candy and get jealous. I bet you like that, wouldn't you? Huh?
We need to make a Logan Robo unique union.
A Logan union? I am SAG eligible to join the union. At this point, though, it just cost me thousands of dollars, so I haven't. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. What would, okay, well, we gotta have, what do you have in a union? We'd have to have, like, a union boss? And, or is it just that all of you would unionize and then negotiate with me, like I'd be your boss that you have to unionize against? But thank you very much for the 10 bits, I appreciate it. Oh, I see we got a couple more comments over on YouTube, by the way. ValTube said I missed the end of last stream, so I also missed Sean, grown man voice. I don't know why, he just seems to got an attitude. I want to give him that voice. I hope it's appropriate. It amuses me. We got you! Oh, is that you, Narukami, from Persona 4? Looks like it based on the profile picture, saying, where's my Lang? My king, Xishang Lang. I think crap, last time did he leave or he was about to leave? I can't remember which. I remember when we came back downstairs, I think he's like, that's me, I'm out of here. But I don't know if he actually left yet, so we'll find out we will find out together. I'll read a couple more comments on Twitch. Eglin said, also, happy gay month for all the gay people in this straight white man stream, signed a fellow homosexual. Here's the thing, it's a straight white man stream in the fact that I am a straight white man. But I think I might be the only straight white man here. So it's not by populace or anything like that. Lesbian Wolf says, oh yeah, congrats. Raz says, yeah, so far it's good. I get flashbanged by so many bright colors. Hidden Hand says, lol. Raz says, I'm an ally, but I am straight. Oak says to Raz, the gameplay of P4 is definitely quite dated, but it's my favorite Persona game. And then Oak says, thank you, Eglin. Raz says, yeah, I gotta play P4 Golden normally and not stream it. When the remake comes out, I will stream it. But yeah, I'm so happy. Oh, speaking of union stuff, I guess we could talk about that, but that'd be a whole thing. And Vera right away with the lurk. Vera said, I need to get breakfast. Get some good breakfast, Vero. Hope it's delicious. Maybe pancakes. We'll see you when you get back, Vero. Let's play some more of the game. And then we'll be back to the chat in a moment. Seriously? I'm not 5 years old. Bah, the old candy Gambit usually works like a charm. So near, and yet so far. I hope that, like, Sean is secretly a runaway kid and he's missing and his milk carton has a picture of him on it, but nobody notices or bothers to check because he's always chugging from it. That's probably why he drinks from it. He like opens up the fridge like, crap, it's a milk carton, they'll see my face, and just chugs it. You weren't near at all. Okay, keep presenting more of our evidence. Cloven Hoofprint doesn't have anything to say about that, so I'll read some of the chat while we're doing this. Eglin said, also, I started Obey Me last stream. That's the game you guys are talking about, right? Where you're like dating demons? Something like that. I'm in chapter 15 now, nearly at chapter 16. For Nightbringer, I'm at the end of chapter 4. Torosaurus head.
My wife, Pork Shorta, is breastfeeding Veal right now. He's still quite young, but it's a bit bizarre since he has the face of a 64-year-old man named Tim. Literally, his face is an exact replica of his uncle on his mom's side named Tim. Anyways, I love my wife.
Well, but here's the thing, Beef, and thank you very much for the Beef along at TTS. I really appreciate it. Here's a question, Beef. Can he talk? That was the line I was drawing, the ability to speak. That's where it gets creepy to me. I don't care if he looks like a 64-year-old guy named Tim. You say that, I immediately know what you're talking about. That image comes to my head. But thank you very much to the Beef Longa TTS. Okay, so we presented everything, so I guess we gotta just talk to Sean Fenn. What did you guys say his name was, the other one? John Marsh? Which I guess is a bit too close to Jack Marshall from Rise from the Ashes. But yeah, not crazy about Sean Fenn. So you're an actor, right, Sean?
Yeah, so what?
That's amazing! You're so cool!
Hey, it's not that big of a deal.
Kay's approach seems to be having an effect. So, those horns of yours... Oh, finally gonna address them!
Yeah, what about them?
Oh, those? The makeup department made them. The character he plays has a special psychic link with
Torosaurus, thank you, Penny! You've never let me down, Penny. I love you so much. Will you please rethink your rejection from last time? I love you, Penny. I want to marry you. Please don't tell Gallica, because I want to marry her too. I'm trying to hedge my bets. Either of you. I will take either of you.
And the horns allow him to communicate with his giant friend. Isn't that right, Sean?
Just shut up, will you? Spoilers! Why are you telling them what the movie's all about? They don't need to know all that stuff.
Oh, sorry.
How dare he be mean to Penny? I don't like him anymore. I don't like him.
Veal can only say beef so far. Does that count? It's in the voice of the Arby's voiceover guy.
Oh,
Here's what beef eats from.
Oh, wait, what was that last bit at the very end? B is what beef eats from. Well, thank you so much for the 10 bits. I think it's fine. Because like the main thing is that he can't ask for the actual milk. So unless pork shorta lactates beef, I think we're fine. I think we're safe. But thank you for the 10 bits. Let's see. I gotta read some more in the chat. I'm already getting behind. Queen Katie, there was the raid. Queen Oak says, Katie! Vera says, okay, now I go. Enjoy your breakfast, Vera. Queen Katie said, watch out, the queen of raids and her bats are flying into your kingdom. Enjoy the raid. Oak says, I'm sorry, Katie. Queen Katie says, howdy. Had an insane time. Lots of betrayals and dramas. I was like silently watching part of it while I was eating dinner. I saw there was some, oh crap, what was his name? There was a guy with an eye patch that looked kind of cool. Kim says, Streamly, check and have fun stream. Y'all, Kim, thank you so much for being here. I need to like have a free time during the day to tune into one of your streams again. I hope you're doing well. Over on YouTube, Crystal's on YouTube saying, this white man's streamer is surrounded by gay people laughing. And ValTube said, Jake Marshall mention. Indeed he was. Someone reminded me of his name last stream. I'd forgotten his name, but now it's in my brain. Okay, let's play a little bit more and then I'll read some more chat in just a bit, momentarily soon. I promise chat. I'll be back to you soon. By the way, nice to see so many people on YouTube. I was worried that YouTube was gonna ding me. This morning, I posted my second Spirit of Justice clip to Shorts, and it is the first time ever that a short I posted has done horribly with the likes. It is more unlike, it's like more people click dislike than like on it. And I'm like, I may have to private this one. I don't want YouTube to think that I'm awful because I apparently had a dud with that one. But yeah, anyway, well, the power dynamic here seems pretty obvious. Still, that's kind of amazing, huh? The lead character in a movie? While you're still in elementary school? Oh, that's crazy. No, it just means he's probably gonna have a drug problem by the time he's in middle school. Like, child actor lives, like, they rarely turn out well. I think the only one who turned out well was probably Rupert Grint, because his parents didn't let him have his money till he was grown up, and by then all he wanted to do was buy an ice cream truck. Huh?
Wait, what was that clip about? I think I saw it, I just forgot what it was.
Oh, it was so stupid. It was the beginning of Spirit of Justice when I'll be your guide is like saying something about finding Mystic Maya, and I started making a bunch of really bad ghost puns, like, I hope she's in good spirits, there's a dead body, I hope we can inspect her, you know, stuff like that. And then at the very end, I'm like, this totally isn't offensive to your culture at all, or some variation of that joke, I can't remember exactly. Apparently, I don't know if they didn't like the puns or the cultural insensitivity toward the literally fictional country. But regardless, YouTube does not like that one. I don't feel bad or anything. I just think it's hilarious because I can't gauge what people will and won't like. But yes, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. Oh, is he? Oh crap! Is he not in elementary school? Is he a grown man? He just looks little.
Oh, oh. Sean's actually 13. He just looks a little younger.
He always like that one guy. Who's that one actor? There's that one actor. He was in Game of Thrones. He was like he looked like the young kid that was helping. What was the name? Bran. You know, the kid in the wheelchair with the three-eyed raven stuff. And he looks like he's like freaking 12, but apparently he's in I think his mid to late 20s or something like that. He looks like it's just a little guy, but he's like totally a grown up. It happens sometimes, but still 13 elementary school. It's like, this is close. Off by just a couple of years. What? But look at him. He's so little and cute. And the backpack, I just, oh, yeah, no. Little kid.
The backpack's part of his costume. He's playing a role, remember? But I feel like that's kind of common, though, right? I mean, how many teen dramas have you ever seen where all the teenagers at such and such high school are all played by like 30-year-olds? You see that all the time, right? Yeah, I guess he is, huh? But he is kind of small. You have to admit. Maybe don't say this right in front of him, though, okay? Oh, we try not to talk about that too much in front of him.
See? Is that why he drinks milk? Because he's trying to grow?
Meet Logan Robo, amazing single and dangerously obsessed with penny nickels from Ace Attorney. Proceed with caution and maybe a dating profile.
Oh, it's Rukov. I was gonna say that didn't sound like an oak beef longer. Rukov, how you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, I am still single. Penny Nichols basically rejected me strictly with body language. She didn't say the words, but last stream it did not go well when I tried to woo her. But thank you, Rukov. How you doing? I'll read a couple more comments in the chat. Over on YouTube, Valtube said, I just watched that short. I really enjoyed it. Oh, thank you, Valtube. I appreciate it. Again, I don't know what the internet will and won't respond to. It's such a weird crapshoot. But thank you, Valtube. I appreciate that. Dermo says, hi, YouTube chat. How you doing, Dermo? So good to see you. Quickita said, nah, it's fine. Knowing you were there, you would have made so many jokes during the dramatic stream, saying to Oak. And Hidden Hand with a clip. Okay, for anyone who's lurking or who doesn't know the deal, anytime someone posts a clip into the Twitch chat, we load it up onto our clip viewers so we can all watch it together. This will also tell me how far behind I am. Only 18 minutes. That's not bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and, there we go, and pop this one up onto the stream. Oh, it's just titled Objection. Oh, is it just when the stream started? And we are live! How is everybody doing? I see Rast was here bright and early saying, yo, what's up? Also first, how you doing, Rast? Oh, I'm just, that's quite a way to start a stream. Thank you very much, Hidden Hand, for the clip. I do appreciate that. Sometimes people just don't want me to have an enjoyable beginning to my stream. For a second, I thought it was going to be the Phoenix that walked by with Penny Nichols in his arm, which was just the wind.
It's a game!
Thank you, Rukov. I look over, that's 5,000 Twitch points. I remember back when that was a lot of points. But thank you, Rukov. Let's play some more until we get some background music. And then I'll be able to read some more in the chat. Oh, we try not to talk about that too much. Oh, no, sorry. It's Penny saying this.
Oh, we try not to talk about that too much in front of him.
I said stop telling people stuff they don't need to know.
I'm sorry.
So it's all part of the role, except for the carton of milk, maybe. President Wang!
The dead guy, that's the president, right?
Yeah, you knew him?
A little. I met him once.
He's meeting with presidents now. Maybe the president's a fan.
Guy was a real piece of work.
Yeah, you can't say that. It's not nice. It's true, though, Kay. We met him. What was so bad about him anyway? Did he call you small? Is this like a Full Metal Alchemist thing? Where every time someone draws attention to how short he is, he gets mad? Don't want to talk about it? Fine, I guess.
Oh, President Wang was working with us on the movie.
Huh? Working with you? How exactly?
He had a part, just a cameo, nothing big. A little kid here is gonna get lost in New York and ask directions. He was gonna point out the way to go. You know, that old trope. So he came to look around the set one time. That would have been when Sean met him.
Why put
the president in your movie? He heard he was a huge fan of the original Torosaurus. Okay, but hang on. If Sean has met him, are we gonna have our very first, like, little kid murderer? Are we gonna be able to sentence a 13-year-old to execution? I think that would be a delightful bonding for our whole community. Let me read some more in the chat here. Oak said, also, I've caught up on all of the AA VODs I missed. I hope you enjoyed them. Last time, I especially had fun in the stream. That last time was a blast, and thank you all for indulging me in all the Penny Nichols shenanigans. Quick said, funny thing, I had just finished a stage when you went live, like exactly when I got the to-be continued stream, so perfect timing, Queen Katie. Eglin said, why did Nightbringer make the dance battles a rhythm game? Broken heart. I'm not a fan when non-rhythm games have rhythm game mini games. It's hard, huh?
Remember Maki? Maki today.
I know, but I'm saying like have the kid actually be the murderer. Not just suspected, but actually be the murderer. Machi Tobai, I mean, we thought for a while, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. Oh, and a pin message from Lesbian Wolf pinned by Crystal says, oh my gosh, murdering a child? Yippee, well, if we execute the child lawfully, then it's not murder. It's a state-sanctioned homicide, which is a different thing. See, over on YouTube, Cypher Lord said I wanted to raid. No loyalty. Cypher Lord, how are you doing? Are you new here? I'm not sure if I remember that username before. Cypher Lord, were you going to raid us here? Okay, spoiler for those who weren't here last stream. I realized I don't know how to raid on YouTube. How do you raid on YouTube? I should have last time. Like, I realize the commands over here on the Twitch side of things don't work on YouTube. But welcome, Cypher Lord, if you're new. I'm Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Alternating between this, Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutors Gambit and Metaphor Refantasio. So welcome. I hope you enjoy your time here. Also, let's get the, Crystal, if you're over on YouTube, would you be so kind as pop the link tree over there if you get a chance? Otherwise, I can just copy and paste it myself. Valtube said, a objection is a really good way to start an AA stream. It's thematically very relevant. Oh, we got a pin message here on Twitch, pinned by Rukov. Why did I say Vera? Pinned by Rukov says, Loro has endangered children 123 times since we started counting. Not good, Logan. That is the opposite of what we want. I feel like it's mainly the characters in the game endangering children, but that's just me. Maybe I'm splitting hairs. But yeah, over on YouTube, see, Cypher Lord said, been in a few shorts, and yeah, there just isn't rating. You just send people in and say it's a rating. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I thought there was like actual rating. Huh, interesting. So thank you very much for that information. Said there's unfortunately not a rating feature. Aw, but thank you for clarifying. I feel better than in my ignorance now. And there we go. Crystal posted a link to that has all the stuff. Discord invite. We post schedules there weekly. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all this stuff. Said, aw man, no raid. Cypher Lord said, if you recall, it's been mainly Persona shorts. One metaphor post two. Oh, well, awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am looking forward to when we get to start posting more of my metaphor shorts over there. Also, I need to cross-post stuff to Twitter. Anyway, I'm getting off track. We should play some game. Let me read just a couple of comments on Twitch, though, because I'm getting very behind on Twitch. Eglin says, I want all S ranks, but I have to actually be good at rhythm games or level up to the point where it automatically assumes I have enough skill to earn an S rank. Hidden Hand says, murder the kid if he still doesn't believe you if you show your badge. Well, I mean, except we're not a prosecutor anymore, so we can't cover it up like Manfred would cover up that stuff. So it'd be risky. Hidden Hand, Quick said, oh, nah, he's just short. Hidden Hand says, have y'all heard that one music that's like Friend Inside Me? I'm not sure. And Raz says, there's a dead body in the background. Somebody help the poor guy. Well, if he's dead, he don't need no help. I think he's still alive. Because he's still like sucking in his gut and flexing his muscles. He's probably sleeping. We heard he was a huge fan of the original Torosaurus. Okay, hang on. Actually, I gotta talk about this. I was thinking about this. Last time, we mentioned how Queen Katie was kind enough to give us the fun fact that in the unofficial English fan translation, that it was called Moozilla. And here it's called Torosaurus. And someone, I think it might have been over on YouTube, was it ValTube or Opinion or somebody said it's a great name. And I was like, yeah, it's a fun name, Torosaurus. But then I realized something. Torosaurus. So they put it in, obviously, because it rhymes. Taurus rhymes with Saurus. When you're doing a pun, you don't put the word that rhymes with the word next to the word. You replace the word. This is bullcrap. His name shouldn't have been Torosaurus. It should have been Tyrannotaurus. And it would have translated well because Tyrannosaurus means like king of the lizards, king of the thunder lizards. Or, no, because dino is king of the lizards, king of the lizards. It would have been king of the bulls, king of the tauruses, king of the cows, whatever you want. And it would have sounded like Tyrannosaurus, Tyrannotaurus. But since they didn't use it, someday I'm going to make a kaiju movie and I'm going to use that name. So that is my OC Donut Steel Tyrannotaurus is going to be a cow-themed kaiju. So I'm just saying, Tyrannotaurus. Trademark. I'm gonna write that in an envelope and mail it to myself. That'll totally hold up in court.
We heard he was a huge fan of the original Taurosaurus, so the studio offered him a little role. They figured it'd be good PR.
Last thing I need is amateurs on my set.
I told you before, Sean, you can't talk about people like that.
And I told you to shut your mouth!
I want to punch this kid. How dare he talk to my woman like that? Huh?
I don't have anything to add. That's just an incredible pun. You deserve money. Boo.
Ah! Thank you for the 10 bits. They're there. You just gave me. You gave me a dime. That is my reward. Tyrannotaurus. Huh?
Remember, Logan has stated, on tape, to his mom, that he likes being single. Also, Rukov is going to bed.
Rukov, I don't know if you realize that was in a movie. That was fictional. I was playing a role. That was scripted. Granted, that scene was written after they had already cast me, and so it was loosely based on me. But that was scripted. But Rukov, good night. Thank you so much for the 10 bits. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your night, Rukov. You're awesome. Sleep well, I assume, if you're going to bed. Good night, Rukov. I guess he's none too thrilled about the idea of performing alongside non-professionals. I feel like non-professionals probably isn't so bad. You know, their acting's gonna be not too great, but wasn't it P.T. Barnum or somebody who always said you don't work with kids or animals? And Sean is both! He's a kid with animal horns.
Oh, here.
Oh, look at the photo! Penny's in the photo! I wanna get a closer look at that.
What's this? Oh, wait. Oh, from yesterday?
A photograph?
Yeah, I just got them printed. You can keep it if you want.
Oh, is he giving that to Penny? Does he have a secret crush on Penny? Is he being mean to her because he's a 13-year-old boy who does not know how to express his emotions in a healthy manner?
Wow, such a great picture.
And you bought it, and you brought it specially for me. Oh, that's so kind. Thank you.
No, it's not like I care or anything. Sussy Baka, I just happen to have a spare, that's all.
Okay, so he's got a tsundere crush on her. And thankfully, she's 20 and he's 13, so she's still mine. She's still mine, chat. I hope you don't mind me asking, but can we take a look too?
Oh, sure, here. I'll just give it to you, just keep it. I really don't want a present from a 13-year-old boy.
Oh, she's so cute. With a little peace sign there. And then Sean is staring at Taurosaurus's. Wow! Thank you for the secret redeem. Oh, it's Atlantic! How you doing, Atlantic?
By the way, I was busy munching, so I could mention how those kind of backbags are seen as kiddie/childish, and around middle school age they move on to using shoulder bags to show how grown up they are, so maybe that can add more significance about why he was mad that Kay said he's so little. And that backpack.
Oh, see, so little in the backpack when she learned he's a middle schooler. I feel like when I was in elementary school, like the type of backpacks that we used, I think then were the same as now. Except ever since I graduated from high school, I started seeing kids like walk around with roller bags, which is probably healthy. I think I may have mentioned this before on stream. I'm pretty sure I did. I kind of messed up my back in high school because I had a locker at school, but it was so far away that I never used it. I just had all of my bags on my backpack and I always carried it on one shoulder, and it like messed up my spine. And so I found out this when shortly after high school, I was riding on my bike and I got hit by a small pickup truck that was pulling out of a parking lot. Didn't hurt me, but I decided to go to a doctor anyway, just to get myself checked out in case I had any injuries I couldn't see. I'm like, I got a bruise on my leg because it like slammed the frame into my leg, and when I fell on the ground, it like scraped up my arm in the asphalt, but that was it. And the doctor's like, yeah, you're fine from getting hit, but your spine is all twisty. And so it's fine now. Like at the time, I was like, I'm gonna go see a chiropractor, which felt really good because they're like popping your joints, but apparently doesn't actually help you. And so I just like started going to the gym and working out the muscles, and they're like slowly gotten my spine straighter that way.
So I'm good now, but like, yeah, roller bags. Apparently, I don't know why I'm telling all you guys this stuff. I should read some chat as we're blessing our eyeballs with Penny being adorable and Sean. Yeah, he's staring at the kaiju's belly, wondering if there's babies in there or if he's just fat. Let's read some more comments on Twitch. I should mention to our new friends like Cypher Lord and you, if you Narakami is still here, that if you're here from the shorts and TikToks and things like that, a good third of my stream is just yapping with chat. So I hope you don't mind that. I'm very easily distracted. Let's see. Where'd I leave off? Queen Katie says, captions, Tora Solaris is just a movie character. Well, that is the actor playing Taurus. Oh, we don't know who's in the suit, do we? There's got to be an actor in that suit, huh? Because I assume it's not animatronic. It's a full-on suit. Okay, all I want from the game, all I want is for the suit actor to not be Wendy Oldbag. That is my only request. It could be anybody else. It could be Larry Butts. It could be Mike Meekins. Meekins? I can't remember if his name ended with an M or an N sound, but just not Wendy Oldbag. Ras says, all right, I'm gonna dip. Want to enjoy Persona 4. Have fun, Ras. Thank you for being here. Enjoy Persona 4. Quigita said, Vero, how you doing? Lesbian Wolf said, Sean is one of the more interesting names to me because it can be spelled a few ways. Hidden Hand says, friend inside me, friend inside me, friend inside. What is that? Hidden Hand says, I'm going insane. Help! Vera said, oh, Katie, hi. Just got back. Unlurk. Thank you for the unlurk, Vero. How was your breakfast? Quigita says, oh, crap. We got a new clip. We got new clipping mechanic, huh? We do? Huh? Let me take a look over on YouTube. Oh, there's like a bunch of chatting on YouTube here. Wow. I gotta scroll up to find where it left off. Oh, crap. There's a lot. Let's see. Cypher Lord said, big Persona fan, nearly 5,000 hours across the series? I'm sure I probably played over 1,000 hours across the series because I was like just a few hours shy of 300 in Persona 5 and probably comparable in 4 and 3. So maybe close to 1,000 for me.
Logan, why would you say it can be Larry Butts? You would really allow him near children?
Oh, that's a good point.
You would rather have Larry than an old lady? Boo.
Ah! See, I knew the boo was coming. I knew it was coming. One of these days, I'll stop being scared of it. But thank you for the 10 bits. That is a good point. Larry should not be allowed around children. Larry, you monster. I think the reason why my instinct goes with that, though, is because I feel like Larry is a threat to other people. Wendy Oldbag is a threat to our protagonist, to Edgeworth. And so she's scary. But thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Let's see. Crystal says 5K hours. Dermo says, dang, 5,000 hours. Cypher Lord says, if you spoil metaphor from me, I swear, promise, I'm trying to get a job or commission so I can buy it. No, don't worry. We won't, as long as you don't come to the metaphor streams, because we are in late game there. I won't talk about like what happens in anything, except to say it's great. It's good. I hope you enjoy it. If you like Persona, I think you will. It's a great game. Krista said, don't worry, no spoilers. Derma said, I haven't played it, so you're good. Thana Toast says 5K. Krista says, Toast, I guess, hello. Cyber Lord says, it's autism. Try it sometime. Can you try it? Can you just like test drive autism? Like, you know, see what it's like. Give it a go. Give it a spin. Let's see. Cyber Lord said, yes, I have 5K hours across the series. And no, I'm not okay mentally. Thanatos says, that's me with Ace Attorney. Cyber Lord said, yes, currently seeing a therapist. Don't worry. Opinion says, it's not a pun. It just sounds funny. And that is true. It's a fun little rhyme. I'm just saying, I like Tyrannosaurus. I feel proud of that. Personally. I'll read some more on YouTube in a minute. I gotta be behind in both. I gotta treat both equally. Let me look over at Twitch. Viewer says, bizarre, you say? Yes. Like an adventure. Oak says, Veal can only say beef so far. Eglin said, I imagine it's the exact voice of the Arby's voiceover guy. Oh, that's where that suggestion came from. Nice. Rast says, never mind, gotta stick around, just met a Dachi. Seems interesting. I love a Dachi. Oh, there's a poll that has just appeared on Twitch. Said, if there was no judgment, what kind of bag would you rock with? The possibilities are a backpack, a messenger bag, a roller bag, a tote bag, parentheses boring, or who needs a bag? I'll say backpack because I feel like it's pretty versatile. Like you can put it on one shoulder like a messenger bag. I actually like tend to use my backpack when I'm traveling out of town for conventions and stuff. I tend to wear it. I'm walking around like a little kid. There is a video on the internet if you try and find it. You guys know Poppy? You know, what's her catchphrase? She starts like, "Hi, I'm Poppy," or whatever. She does songs now, and she does weird internet videos. I don't know. She might be passe. Did anybody know Poppy? I was in one of her videos because I met her at San Diego Comic-Con one year. She was in a portable plexiglass case and just talking to random people. And you can see me there, and I'm pretty sure I'm just like wearing a little backpack, pose like this. But yes, that is a thing. Anyway, I will read some more on both Twitch and YouTube in a minute. I'm sorry that I'm behind in both. Let me have a sip of water. We should probably play some actual game, though. So, it was taken yesterday. No footprints and certainly no body, huh?
Wait, you were in a Poppy video? Which one? Where can I find it?
I don't think it's available anywhere. I think she had just posted it as like an Instagram story or something like that. And it's probably expired. I have a copy of it because I downloaded it. So it's on my hard drive. Oh, you know what? I should post it in the subscriber-only channel on Discord. Somebody please remind me after the stream. And that'll be like a little subscriber benefit. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. It's very brief. She's just like interviewing people and I appear for a few seconds in it. Just like a few years ago. It was like shortly before I started streaming. Okay, so anything that we can glean from this. We do have the crane. Those at the bottom of the camera is on that. There's no cover on it. Penny said that there was a cover that they're like a tarp that was for bad weather to put over the camera. There's no dent in the wall, but there is a cone. This is the new style of Torosaurus because he doesn't have the ring in his nose. And this mask has both horns. We don't know what Sean is looking at. He might be looking at Torosaurus, might be looking past him, and the gate appears to be closed. We can't see far enough to see if the lock is there. That's all the info I'm gleaning so far. Oh, and that Penny is beautiful and wonderful, and I love her so much. And seriously, if any of you out there in the real world is Penny, just like marry me, like DM me and say, hey, when's the wedding or something like that. I love Penny. Behind the scenes photo data jotted down by organizer. Photo taken yesterday. No monster footprints and no body were visible at that point. Invisible? The dead body might have been inside the suit. Maybe the person like had the dead body strapped to like body and it's like, oh, there's like 2 bodies in there. Looks like there's a lot of room in there. Oh, the poll is done and Rollerbag won with 38% of the vote. Crystal contributing 10 channel points. Second place was a tie between Backpack and Messenger Bag with 25% each. So thank you for whoever did the poll. We've gathered some useful information. Now to use my powers of logic to put it all together. Oh, Archship Octopod, raid with a party of 11. Welcome. I actually saw you were live earlier. I'm just thinking it's been forever since I've been to one of your streams. And I was thinking, oh, maybe we could raid you tonight. But there we go. Thank you for doing the shout out.
No, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Oh, no. Oh.
Still a great character model that you've got there.
With 2 seconds left. 2 seconds.
It's always when you're the closest that it's so much more painful. So welcome. So Raiders, hi. My name is Logan. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Currently, we're alternating between this game, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, and Metaphor Refantasio. It's a JRPG from the makers of the Persona series. It's a lot of fun. Right now, we are in a case where you can see kind of the body of the guy behind this kid's head. You can see his leg and his arm stuck out. It was killed on the set of a kaiju movie. So we're doing like a murder mystery thing here. If that's not your deal, because what game were you playing, Archship Octopod? Oh, you're streaming art? So yeah, if you're like, no, I don't want to see like art that Capcom has made and someone playing and enjoying it. I want to see people create it. If you don't want to watch this, totally fine. Or if you want to avoid spoilers, understandable. If you've been watching a long stream, you're like, I need to get a snack, but I'd love for you guys to stick around. We always love making new friends. We got lots of great people here. Let me scroll down to the bottom of the chat. I'm actually really far behind in both Twitch and YouTube chat. What was that? Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Daryl EXK. May I call you Daryl for short? Welcome, thank you. I will do my best to not make you regret that follow, but no promises. I sometimes get very easily distracted by things. It may be a while before I get back to the game, but let me scroll down in the chat to where the raid happened so I can say hi to people individually, because I do read every comment in chat, but I'm just always behind. And then I will scroll back up to where I was because I'm very far behind on both YouTube and Twitch right now. Let's see, there's the raid.
Oh, and Magpie's here saying, I bet I could convincingly closet cosplay Penny, except for the fact that I have short hair now. I want to challenge everybody closet cosplay Penny Nichols. I'd love to see all of that. Quiggy says, Archip, welcome in. Bearer of the Stars says, hello. How you doing, Bearer of the Stars? Archip Octopod says, hello. Lesbian Wolf says, I use a messenger bag or a tote bag of the daily because I use a cane and keeps a hand free without being annoying. Oh, Bearer of the Stars, thank you for the follow. Is because I said your name with gusto? Is that all it takes for a follow if I just say a name? Bearer of the Stars! Thank you, I really appreciate it. Again, Daryl, Bearer. May I call you Bearer for short? Thank you both for the follow, I appreciate that. Bearer of the Stars says, is that a blanket or a couch in the back? Either way, it's an amazing pattern. It's a blanket, it's a small throw I got off of Redbubble. I searched for like, old 90s arcade carpet patterns. And because I used to have a throw blanket that I got in Hot Topic, which was a picture from the anime My Hero Academia, and I just draped it on there. But when you fold it in half, put it there, like right over my shoulder right here, you just saw Ochako Uraraka right there. And everyone's like, is that an Uraraka body pillow? And it's like, no, it was like a fleece blanket, so I had to get rid of it. People were making assumptions about me. But thank you. You have good taste if you like the pattern. Quiggy said, why not both? Blanket on a couch, because you can see the other side of the couch left of the couch. That's right, because it's a couch with a blanket on it. Bearer says 10 out of 10. Need one right now. Again, Redbubble. I can't remember who the person was that made it. Search 90s arcade carpet. Daryl says, yee. Archip Octopod said, gotta raid and run, because I gotta do something important tomorrow morning. Lol, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. And other raiders, if you need to run too, I totally understand. Love to have you stick around. Oh, we have another poll on Twitch. Again, to all of our new friends, I'm sorry I'm so behind on everything. This current poll in brackets says P2. Oh, it's part 2. What kind of bag would you rock with no judgment? A fanny bag, which if you're in the UK, in America, fanny means butt. It's a fanny pack. It's just a little pouch around your waist. I have one that looks like Krang from Ninja Turtles. A drawstring bag, a fanny pack. Wait, what's the difference between a fanny bag and a fanny pack then? A sling bag or just a shopping bag? I'm gonna vote fanny pack because I'm confused. What is the difference between the two of those? But yes, again, welcome. And Archip says, have a good rest of your stream. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am gonna scroll back up to where I was in the chat before. Because, so again, new followers, Daryl and Bearer, if you've written anything else, I will get to it, I promise. We're 45 minutes into stream and I'm probably like a good 20 minutes behind in chat, so it may take me a while to get there, but I just gotta scroll up to where I was for fairness. And again, over on YouTube, I see you, I will get caught up there as well. Especially, I feel like having a new person there with Cypher Lord is always like, ooh, new person to talk to. And the poll has done a tie between fanny pack and just a shopping bag without contributing 20 channel points. Probably shopping bags always like rip and tear so easily. Okay, so let's play this some more. So I think Edgeworth was prompting us that we got to put together puzzle pieces in our brain. But first thing, can we talk to Penny some more? Can we present to her the photo? I want to show you the photo of you, Penny.
Oh, that's the picture Sean gave me.
Who took it? Oh, good question. That'll put someone else here on the set yesterday.
There were only 3 of us, so we used a self-timer.
Okay, so it's the 2 of them and whoever was in the Taurosaurus suit. Who's the third person in the Taurosaurus suit?
Who indeed? Hey, tell you what, why don't you go see for yourselves?
Oh, is the person here? I thought Penny was the only one who was here so far.
They should be somewhere just outside the gate. Go say hello if you get the chance.
Very well. I think we might. Better not be Wendy old bag. And what's he say if I show the photo? You gonna admit that you're tsundere for Penny Nichols? Honestly, I totally understand having a crush on her. She's beautiful. Oh, nope, same dialogue as before, nothing new. Okay, so let's save and then let's check out what puzzle pieces we got in our brain to logic together, and then hope that we don't have to deal with Lotta Hart, because the less we have to talk to Lotta, the better it is for all of us involved, I think. Just as a general rule. Oh, and another poll, the finals of the bag wars says, what kind of bag would you rock with no judgment? Shopping bag, fanny pack, roller bag. I'm gonna vote roller bag, because you can fit more in that than a fanny pack. Since my first choice of backpack was not there. Okay, puzzle pieces. 3 footprints, 3 giant cloven hoof shaped imprints were found at the scene. Combination lock used on the front gate. Only the cast and crew know the combination. Side gate chain cut. chain holding the side gate closed was cut. Did the killer do it? Okay, so we're supposed to put together stuff with this? The footprints don't seem related to the locks. I would assume if we do the two locks together, we'll say that the side gate chain was probably cut from the inside. And because it was cut, obviously someone didn't have the key, but let's try putting these together. So we're gonna say it was someone on the caster crew who had to do that. Let's try it. I could be wrong, but we saved, and I'm a safe scummer. Ah! The combination lock on the gate leading to the plaza was intact when Miss Nichols arrived. But the lock on the gate leading out to the side of the big building had been cut. And that was the direction that Lang came from, right? He came from the big building. What does this tell us? Yeah, easy, but the killer used the side gate. Precisely. Oh, it does. I thought it told us the killer came in the front and knew the combination. Or let's use the side gate to leave. Escaped to the big building. Precisely. And it tells us something else important, too. Namely, that our culprit didn't know the number for the combination lock. Wait, didn't? Oh, was the lock still on the gate? Maybe that's what it was. The lock was still on the gate. Never mind. I'm dumb. You're right. It would have been way easier to come in that way if they did. Or if they just wanted to make it seem like they weren't on the cast and crew. And they're like, I won't put in the lock. I'll cut the lock. You could do that, right? But instead, they chose the classic thief's route, the lesser-known side entrance. Oh, and the winner of the poll is Fanny Pack, with 50% of the vote. Queen Katie contributing 10 channel points. So yes, get your Fanny Pack. Unless you're in the UK, then get something more properly named pack. This is no run-of-the-mill criminal, Mr. Edgeworth. We need to keep our wits about us. I'm not sure we should be excited by that fact, Kay. Anyway, we know that everybody working on the movie knew the combination, which makes it likely that our culprit wasn't a member of the cast or crew. Movie said lock data jotted down by organizer. The combination lock of the front gate was left untouched, while the side gate's chain was cut sometime last night. Investigation complete. We did it. I should read some more in the chat. I should get caught up now. Let's see. Lesbian Wolf says, Adachi mention? The problem is anytime I see Adachi written in all caps, all I can think of, well, who are those two? I hate to say, but they're kind of annoying. I think they're YouTubers, maybe they're TikTokers. They're like the two twins, the blonde twins, and they're like, he's the detective in Inaba Adachi, or something like that. And they're just, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? They can't even pronounce Adachi right. Oh crap, where do I leave off? Did the chat just scroll without me? I gotta, no, it didn't scroll without me. Where am I? There we go. Veer says, Adachi is silly. Ras says, oh, what did I just spawn? I just met him. Quick said, okay, Logan, I posted a screenshot in the Discord, but they made the clipping better now. It opens on the stream tab in a cute little corner instead of opening another tab. Awesome! I will check that out. Thank you. Oh, another poll, a paid poll. There's so many polls on Twitch today. What's your favorite moon phase? A full moon, a new moon, a half moon, a crescent moon, or a gibbous moon. For those who don't know what a gibbous moon is, that's where it's over half but not full. You can have a waxing gibbous where it's increasing, or a waning gibbous while it's getting smaller. I think that like a crescent moon looks cooler for art, but I like a nice full moon because then it's brighter outside. It's like light mode for nature in nighttime. Oak says to Rast, I love Adachi. I love its canon now. Says to Eglin, to Canon about the, what was it? The voice or whatever. Oak says to Rast, he's a cutie. I need to send you a very important picture. I'm going to ping you on Discord. Rast says, Quiggita said, BRB gonna nab wafers. Vera said, what's the short about? Hold up, I'll check. Magpie says, come, Magpie in the house. How you doing, Magpie? Vera said, aha. Oak said, why would they dislike that so much? Honestly, I don't know why people like click dislike on YouTube stuff in general. The first time I ever saw someone doing a lot of dislikes, I stumbled upon a video where this guy was like reviewing Mario Maker levels. And he was like a grown man who was reviewing Mario Maker levels. And he was like checking out, he's like doing the level. And he's like, this one is really basic. Thumbs down, or whatever the dislike is on, or 0 stars, whatever the rating is. Like he gave it negative. And he was just so cruel. And like most of these are probably made by 10-year-olds. If you don't like it, okay, don't give it a thumbs up. But like, why do you have to actively be unpleasant to people? Maybe I'm just too nice though. Let's see, Hidden Hand said he missed the boo. Lol, Quiggita said, please pin. Logan, I beg of you, after this, check his age in the record. I had a spit take playing because I forgot he's not an actual little brat. He's just a preteen. I know, I was surprised too. He's 13. Let me read some over on YouTube. See if I can get caught up over there as well a little bit more. Let's see, Cypher Lord said, never played AA, just got a lot of friends who played it. Oh, well, in that case, I hope you'll enjoy watching. Said, may play it someday, just not my type of game, I guess. And that's fine. Said, bro was playing himself. Why we discriminating against the horns, bro? They low-key tough, not gonna lie. No, you know what? I feel like if you're a pro wrestler that had bull horns, that'd be awesome. It'd be like in Kinnikuman. But like a little kid with horns, it's a bit try-hard for a 13-year-old. You gotta be a man to have horns. But maybe that's what he wants to be. He wants to look older. He wants to look tougher. He wants to be a man. Durma said, we're making fun of him drinking milk, but maybe he's just has bad acid reflux. That's fair. I'm a milk drinker. I drink a big old pint of chocolate milk every night with dinner. Toshi, how you doing, Toshi? Said, AA kids are usually smarter and more capable than the adults. I don't see why they can't be culprits. Good point. See, thank you, Toshi. Oh, wait. It just scrolled without me on YouTube. I gotta scroll up. I didn't realize I was that far behind. How far behind was I? Holy crap, apparently YouTube scrolls without you much sooner. Cypher Lord said, I actively have back problems. I have therapy for it at 8 in the morning tomorrow, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Cypher Lord. If you have to go therapy for it, it's probably more severe than mine was, although I had to do physical therapy for my shoulder for it getting messed up last year, so I hope you get feeling better. The poll is done on Twitch, by the way. Full Moon won with 56% of the vote. Oak contributing 20 channel points. Valtube said, my spine is twisted too. Cyberlord said, don't worry, it's fine. Yapping is half the point of the streams. Crystal said, what is this lore drop? Truck-kun tried to isekai Logan. It was just a pickup truck, though. I feel like it has to be a flat-nosed trailer-pulling truck to isekai you. And he was going slow. It was just me and this other guy. We were riding our bikes up the street, and we were passing by the entrance to a parking lot. And the guy was like pulling out and just wasn't looking both ways and wasn't checking for like bicyclists coming along. And so like the person had come to a stop, and like right as we were passing was like just speeding up a little bit. So it was like just enough to like knock me off the bike, kind of roll off the hood and onto the ground was all. And the person was very apologetic and paid for the repairs on my bike because I had to get like a new rim for one of the wheels and everything. Durma said, what about Hottie? That'd be worse. Okay, yes, Dr. Hottie. Worse than Old Bag, though. Yeah, okay, marginally worse than Old Bag. Cypher Lord said I only started playing in September I beat each game 30 plus times? I have issues. Crystal said, I think Cypher Lord really likes Persona series. Not sure, though, /J. Cypher Lord said, yeah, maybe I do. Who knows? Valtube says, bizarre, like an adventure. Cypher Lord said, pockets. I only need pockets. Thanatos said, the most I played in Persona 3, like 5 times. Crystal said, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Then, hi, I'm Poppy. You met Poppy? Yeah, okay, so again, somebody remind me on Discord. I'll have to dig it out somewhere in my hard drive. But I'll post that in the Discord if I can. I might have to compress the video, though, because they still have 8 megabyte size limits. Let me read some more on Twitch, because I'm already so far behind. I don't know if we're going to get anything done in the game today. My apologies to lurkers. I'm going to try hard. I'm going to really try hard. Vera says, aha! Oak says, oh, wait, we already read that. I read that. Oak says, I know people don't like puns, but I was expecting something divisive. I know, right? So that's why I was like, maybe it was the joke about making fun of his culture at the end. Maybe they didn't realize that the kingdom of Korean is not a real place. Quiggin said, oh, never mind, lol. They said it, lol, but yeah, I thought he was younger. Vera said, there's a reason he obsessively drinks milk. Quiggin said, man's literally a cow version of that guy from Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, Edward Elric. I love Full Metal Alchemist. I was just thinking about that the other day. It's such a good show. Oak says, I thought it would have been just something like the Kenji video, but no, it's just puns. I think I've already posted that Kenji video to YouTube Shorts. Did not get as much controversy as or did I? I think I posted there. Didn't get as much controversy as on TikTok. Magpie says, all of them, pretty sure, lol. Okay, let's play some game, and then I'll be back to both chats. I'm sorry I'm so far behind both chats. All right, I think that just about wraps up our preliminary investigations. So he was killed by ... Yes, by a falling Taurus head. At least that seems the most likely explanation for now. It came down right on top of him, huh? What was that? Was that, it sounded like people charging the gate? Is that the police arriving? Is it gonna be Gumshoe? Is Gumshoe gonna not be able to like help us because we quit our job? And he's gonna be so sad about it? Oh no, it's Lang. Oh, and Lang brought goons! Lang's goons be here! Well, they took their time, but here they are. Police, bodyguards, the whole gang.
I love Lang's theme. Boom, boom. Mr. President! Oh no, he's dead! I forgot that our pawns all look the same. It's a little late for that, don't you think? Curses! Who did this? Whoever it was made a big mistake. Yeah, don't mind me, I'm just twiddling my index finger outside my pocket. I used to do it inside my pocket, but people thought I was doing inappropriate stuff, so now make sure you can see, I'm just tapping my finger. It's a kind of a nervous tick I have. But I promise you this, they'll pay. I'm on their trail already. What? What do you mean? Oh, does he have a suspect? Because it can't be Penny. He suspected her initially, but it can't be her, right? Our president may have been murdered, but that doesn't mean that extraterritoriality applies. Oh, thank goodness. The local police have jurisdiction. Luckily, I know the right people to talk to. And I just got myself seconded to the case. Lonely one-man outfit or not, I'll be working this one. It sounds like you already have an idea of where you'd like to focus your inquiries. Who's he going to be second to? Oh, is he going to be second to Eustace Winter? Except Eustace is a broken man after what happened before. I hope we're going to have to follow up. Oh crap, what if he accuses Eustace? He's already a sad little guy. I mean, Eustace was in the big building the whole time, so I don't think he has any reason to, but I'm now worried he's going to just arbitrarily accuse Eustace. More than that, I've already caught scent of my prey. Take a look at this. It's a printout from a security camera on the viewing platform at the top of the big building. All right, so we're going to see whoever it is in the picture is going to be his suspect. Is it going to be Eustace? Oh, it's Gavelle! That's dash exclamation point! Are we really doing the thing like in the first AA game where Edgeworth was the rival throughout the whole game except for the final case, then he's who we defend? So Gavelle, is that why we wrapped up her redemption arc? So she could be the suspect?
You know what makes a prosecutor great? Being accused of murder.
You know what? Yeah, it's like a rite of passage. But the thing is, she's a judge, technically. Technically, isn't she? I don't think she's an actual prosecutor, right? She's a judge? But you know what? This will help her relate to prosecutors who are accused of murder. So thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. So, okay, it's going to be Gavelle is the accused, not Eustace. Well, that's fine. I mean, I like her a lot more after the last chapter, but if I had to choose someone to go to jail, Gavelle's probably lived a long life. Do you think she has a family? Do you think she has like a husbando and little kitties? I should read some more in the chat. Well, huh?
She took over Eustace's work too much. She got the prosecutor curse.
Oh, that's what it was. Because he was so bad at his job, which, by the way, I was thinking about Eustace the other day, and thank you for the 10 bits, Vero. I appreciate that. I was thinking about Eustace the other day, and how much of his stupidity and his ineptitude do you think is just ingrained in him versus how much of it do you think was because his dad made sure that the teachers listed all of his tests as 100%, said he passed everything? Do you think that some of it was that he was dumb and bad because nobody ever told him he was wrong and so he was unable to learn? Do you think that if he had people telling him it's like, no, that's incorrect, try again, that he might be able to grow as a person? I hope. Let me read some more in the chat, though. Vero said to Queen Katie, Edward! Vero, I hope you screamed that, didn't say like, Edward. Because Vero, are you a dog and a young girl that got fused? Eglin said, ha ha ha, I hate thunder. It's not going to slow down for another hour or so. I'm sorry, are we loud enough? Do you need to crank the volume for us to drown out the thunder? You're like my cat. She always hides under my bed. Eglin, don't hide under my bed, though. It's too cramped. Quickity said, okay, that's his name. I haven't watched in ages, but my gut feeling was Al, but that's his bro. Yeah, Al is the one in the suit of armor. Oak says, yeah, it's always so weird when certain videos get popular on YouTube. Like one of the shorts I did for Nora's channel was making a joke off on Karma looks like Mantis, which is unfathomably niche. Atlantic says, hey, how you doing, Atlantic? Oak says, like, no way anyone who saw the video actually knows the specific Mantis, but it's like one of the most popular clips we've posted. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Can you link that one on Discord? Beer said, I was gonna say Home Alone reference, laughing. See, that's what I did, Home Alone 2.
Hidden Hand said, what if Sean never had broken bones because milk doesn't heal bones? So if it does, Sean might be the bone god epic theory. Also, would be great for a pin. Wait, does milk not strengthen your bones? I thought calcium in milk strengthens your bones. Lesbian Wolf says, oh my gosh, murdering a child, yippee! Let me check over on YouTube. Cyberlord said, I hate this mini boss in P5X. Ugh, so annoying. How do you, okay, if you're playing P5X, how do you rate it? We've had some people in our community on Discord have been excited about it. How do you like it? Derma says, congratulations, Cypher. Your Persona obsession single-handedly put Logan behind YouTube chat for the first time in, I don't know. Cyberlord said, thanks, I don't try, I'm just like this. Derma said, honestly, that's just impressive. Cyberlord says, but yeah, beat each game 30 plus times. Each spin-off that you can New Game Plus or replay it all about 10 to 15 times each. I also have the Plat trophy for most of the games. Only one I'm missing is P4AU. Because it's a fighting game as opposed to usual strategy game. I also really enjoyed P5S. Great story and amazing music. Lovely remixes too. The Destiny Warriors gameplay is quite nice, very addictive. I'm thinking of playing that possibly as one of the possibilities after Metaphor Refantasio. Oh, I see little hearts on YouTube. Thank you, whoever is hammering the hearts. Cyber continues, P5T is great too. Could be better, but I love it for the sake of Persona formula. The gameplay is a lot like Mario plus Rabbids. I really want to try the Q Labyrinth game you guys have talked about, but you guys, I think you've said that it's stranded on DS, right? Or 3DS? Jerma said P5S is a good one, but for me, the life of me, I could never get the hang of the combat. I couldn't P5, just not my thing. Cyberlord said P4D is amazing because Izanagi shreds a guitar. So best dancing game, banger opening to P3D and P5D terrible games, very obvious cash cows. P5D remixes were trash too. I think somebody else said that P3 dancing was bad, but had good costumes. Was it Beowulf who said that? If they were to remake P5D, it could be amazing though, because they have so many more spin-offs now, like P5T and P5S. I also adore the Answer, amazing epilogue, although I prefer FES version of the Answer. Cypher, you need to talk to Beowulf. I feel like you and Beowulf are on Persona obsession levels together. Said, what else? Oh, P4G. I'm quite intrigued by the remake. The idea of the cast being redone is interesting. Okay, should we... remind me at Metaphor on Tuesday. We need to talk about the whole thing with the Persona 4 cast, guys, because I have thoughts about that. Let me read some comments back over on Twitch again. Rukov says, Logan asks if we will have a little kid murderer, even though he knows very well that he is the reason for all the murders. Oak says, and also one of the recent clips I posted got much less views, but it's one of my favorite clips and one of the most accessible clips. I know, it's like tough to guess and predict. Hidden Hand says, lol, Quiggett said I looked up. Technically, the youngest was Dahlia, murder-wise. Oh yeah, because she was really young in the flashback case, huh? Oak said, because just a joke about the game, YouTube is weird. Lesbian Wolf said, yay, state-sanctioned homicide of a child. Yippee. There we go, that's more like it, Lesbian Wolf. Rukava saying 123 times, Logan, not good. Atlantic said, is there an endangered dog version? There is. Atlantic says only 88. Lies. Oak says, there's much more, we just don't count every one. Rukav said, that one isn't as active as the child one. We played Danganronpa, and that's where most of the child commands. Atlantic said, sounds about right. Oak said, they love killing kids in that game. Atlantic said, yes, they do. Oak says, they do like that every other day. Rukav said, the dog command is a lot newer. Oak said, yes, Logan, perfect, immaculate pun. Oh, is that the Tyrannosaurus? I like that. Lurkers, I know you're leaving, but I will be back to the game soon. Let me just read a couple more over on YouTube. Let's see, Cypher Lord says, I'm also really worried about how they'll fix Yosuke's homophobia. Derma said, that's not what Fanny means, it's the other side. Well, in America, yes, the butt. In the UK, it's something else on a lady. It's bad slang for stuff. Cypher says, Naoto, hope they reduce her Phantom Thief arc and focus more on her accepting her gender status. Kanji, I think his social link was perfect already. No need to change it. Crystal says, make Yosuke gay like he was supposed to be in the beta. Laughing. Cypher says, also very curious about how they'll handle Ai's social link. I never finished Ai's social link. She's annoyed me. I thought she was kind of mean. Dermot says, yeah, it's so obviously set up for a Yosuke route, you'd only need a few more events. Cybersword P5X, very excited about the Western audience to get their hands on it. It's an amazing game, very free-to-play friendly. Hopefully they adapt Palace 3 right off the bat because that's the best Palace so far. Palace 3 P5X made me sob, cry, and just continue sobbing. The story was truly something else. The idea of having a Palace rulers instead of two Palace rulers instead of one is amazing as well. Palace 4 is also amazing because it makes Atlas somehow found a way to make Kamoshida, but 20 times worse? Like, how is that possible? Worse than Kamoshida? It pleases me that a woman, too. We need more representation of male victims in our media. Truly sad how little is talked about. The Da Vinci brothers. Yes, the Da Vinci brothers. Dermot said, I haven't played P5X, so could you avoid describing in such detail? Cypher says, yeah, them. Toshi says, Da Vinci. Cypher says, these guys are pretty light details, all things considered. And Thanatos says, Da Vinci. I need to play some game. I dread finding out how far behind I am. Twitch is already on slow mode in the chat now. And oh crap, we're already an hour into stream and I've done nothing. I should play some game. But I enjoy chatting with you guys. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with me. I enjoy spending time with you. So I know I frantically try to get back to the game for the sake of lurkers, but I love chatting with y'all. Y'all are amazing. Love and appreciate each and every one of you. Like, genuinely, you guys are fantastic. That's... It's pointed at the elevator that leads onto the roof, so it records everybody who goes up there. Are there stairs that lead up to the roof? Oh! Except, no. Point to the elevator, leads up the roof, records everybody that goes up there. Nuh-uh! There's an alternate route up there, through the storeroom. We established that last case. So it's obviously not gonna be Gavel, it's gonna be whoever used the alternate route. And now, like, everybody knows about it after the committee meeting, so it could be any number of crap, it still could be Eustace. It's not gonna be Eustace. He's a silly little guy. Silly little guys are never murderers. Wait, hang on, and this is, no, except this is 404. So this was 2 days ago. So this was around, this was like before we solved the case with Kay and everything. So it would have been much more limited in who knew about the storeroom. So it would have been Excelsius, Rosie Ringer, and everybody else involved in the auction, right? And Needler and Hilda, yeah? And in this particular case, it recorded the president and his murderer, clear as day. Do you think he died by falling off the building, maybe? Maybe he died the way we thought the K got amnesia last time? I mean, that would explain... He's laid out there. I don't know. Maybe he fell. What was Judge Gavel doing there? He's saying he suspects her of the murder? Mr. Edgeworth, I entrust my offering to the goddess to you, so that you may use it to call her final judgment unto Excelsius winner. But murder goes against everything she believes in. Security camera footage data jotted down by organizer with the
You fell? That one metaphor party member?
Yeah, we can't say who. We can't say who because of spoilers over there. But yes, I actually was weirded out. For some reason today, I was convinced we were playing Metaphor. And then I had to get into an Ace Attorney mindset. But yes, thank you very much for the 10 bits. And I'm excited. Cool stuff's happening in that game. I'm excited for Tuesday. But thank you for the 10 bits. Yes, I cannot elaborate, Vero. But yes. Shows President Wang and Judge Gavel in front of the elevator on the roof of the big building. Agent Lang, perhaps you could explain your thinking on the matter a little further? I forgot he is not so fast. Growling like a wolf. I heard a little rumor while I was over at the big building. It was about you, Edgeworth. You're not a prosecutor anymore, are you? Which means you don't have jurisdiction here. But you want to cross-examine me while I explain my thinking? Why would I agree to that? Curses! That's right, I don't even swear in my own mind. Hey, don't be like that, just be a bro. Come on, be a bro. Bro him up, bro. You were the one who was just talking about being a lonely one-man outfit. Oh yeah, let us be your sidekick. We'll investigate with you, Lang. You know, can we hang out together? Can we be more than work buddies? You know what? Maybe it should be you explaining your thinking to me. How come even though you're not a prosecutor, you're still sticking your nose into this case? Because I'm the player character, and I have to solve everything. It's a valid question. Why am I still here? I think what I hope Edgeworth is going to realize is that being a prosecutor wasn't just a profession for him. It wasn't just a job. That he has this need to see justice done, to catch bad guys. And so that's going to be why he's going to go back to being a prosecutor at the end. Perhaps I can clarify that with a question of my own, Agent Lang. Why are you so desperate to catch the person who murdered President Wang? Because he's a family friend, bro. He explained that. Because above all else, you're an investigator, correct? I'm desperate to catch a certain somebody myself. A person who orchestrated a murder at the Big Building yesterday. A person who put Kay's freedom in jeopardy, who put her in grave danger. That person is out there somewhere, right now, lurking in the shadows, laughing. Oh, I can tell this person has an excellent sense of humor, probably finds amusement in all sorts of jokes, gags, guffaws, pranks. And until I uncover the truth and make that person pay, it doesn't matter if I'm a prosecutor anymore. I'll keep fighting. Find the truth and don't give up until you do. That's a rule I live by. Gonna be honest, that was kind of awesome. You may have the look of a smart guy, but you're a fool just like the rest of us. A fool? How dare you? That was just what I needed to hear. Fine, you're an awesome! We're bros! And the cool music's playing. Now, I gotta read some more in the chat because I'm still so far behind. Let's see. Atlantic says, sounds about right. Oh, wait, no, I read that. I gotta scroll down just a little bit there. Quick80 said, Director Logan incoming. Atlantic says, Kaiju. Atlantic, that is better than Kaiju. Kaiju. I was gonna say like Kaiju, but Kaiju is good too. Magpie says, quote, I want to punch this kid, Logan. Okay, he was yelling at my woman. I gotta defend my lady. Oak says, goodnight, Rukov. Queen says, goodnight, Rukov. Atlantic says, night, Rukov. Oak says, I'm only a week from my first subscription, baby. Awesome. Atlantic said, W. Quote, I second that. Oak says, I'm already a past follower, baby. Queen said, Sundara cow. Indeed. Oak said to Vero, Vero is busy being a munch. Atlantic says, I only have one secret left in my point bank. Sad times. Vero said, yep. Did I unlurk? Unlurk. Welcome back, Vero, from the unlurk, or from the lurk. Magpie says, oh, same. I also ruined my shoulder / back from not using backpacks and lockers properly. I don't think I have anything diagnosed or anything. I just feel pain if I even look at a backpack. It's so heavy. I mean, I got like basically a diagnosis. Nothing was written down on paper, but the doctor looked over and told me that it was, yeah, anyway, but it's fine now. It's fine. Oak says, Logan, you should not a twisty spine. It's bad for you. Atlantic said, Truck 1, Logan 0. Oak said, Logan was almost bested by Truck Coon. Let me take a look over at YouTube. Cyberlord said, I barely spoiled anything. I just kind of want to give you the intrigue because I'm worried Global will be a flop, to be honest, but trust me, please play it. It's very free-to-play friendly and has such interesting ideas. Please. Dermot says, I'm currently working my way through 100 Line. I want to play that. I want to play that so bad. What I really want to play just for funsies off stream is Elden Ring Night Rain. But I want to play 100 Line. Dermot continues saying, but I guess I'll have to check out Metaphor sometime. Added to the backlog. Please do. And if anyone else here is playing 100 Line, let me know when you're like done with it so then I can play it. And people can watch it without having to worry about spoilers. Cyberlord said, someone get Nijima in here, shake my head. Huh?
I got a note from Twitch inviting me to join a mods club on Discord. I will never, but I'm curious to know how people qualify.
I don't know. I got a note that was similar to that on Twitch. What was it on mine? Let me check and see. Oh yeah, here we go. Quick, join the Twitch mod club, a Discord server where mods can network and get expert support. Yeah. Well, obviously you're plenty qualified. You should be teaching mod club because you're a phenomenal mod, Vero. But thank you so much for the 10 bits. Quickie said, I got that too. I'm not a mod. I'm assuming they probably send it to all the creators and people who are mods.
I would think. Maybe? Or maybe just like everybody in general so you can pass word along to mods? But thank you for the 10 bits, I appreciate that. I'm almost caught up on YouTube. Let's see if we can get there. Toshi says, Edgy and Lang investigation date. Derma said, do you think Edgeworth would be used to being called a fool at this point? Oh yeah, because of Franziska. Opinion says, fool is only allowed to come out of Franziska's mouth. Derma said, agreed. Valtube said, agreed times 2. Derma said, I'm at 82 hours and only at 41 out of 100 endings, and I'm quite a fast reader. Wow. So I figure if I play it, I'll probably do 3 runs. I'll probably do 1 run blind, because I hear that your first run, it's like locked into your ending. I don't know if that's correct or not. Then I'd want to do a run where I just try and do however I'd want to do things, see how good I could do. And then after that, I think I'd want to try and aim for like as good of an ending as possible. I don't know if I would stream all 3 of those, but I'd like to do that at the very least. Dermot said the game is dense. Cyberlord said, wait, no, you skipped a chunk of stuff? You jumped to when I mentioned Sainijima, you're not caught up, boss? Wait, did I skip stuff? I gotta scroll up. Oh, I did! I don't know, I'm sorry, YouTube chat scrolled ahead without me. I'm sorry, it's done that a lot. I'm not caught up. I am so not caught up. Wow, I've missed a lot. Slow mode got turned off and back on. Holy crow. Let's see. Yeah, Dermot said, fair enough, I just like going into things pretty blind. I barely know anything about P3 when I played it. Dermot said, I'll check it out. Cyberlord said, I feel so bad for Logan now looking back at my chat. Thanatos says, hopefully this made me interested in P5X. Cyberlord said, I up so much. Go, I did what I tried to do. Please play P5X. Very interesting take on the Persona 5 story. Okay, I'll be back to YouTube. Quiggity with a pin message on Twitch saying first playthrough is locked. Then the second playthrough, you do whatever you want, about 100 line. Okay, so that's definitely how I want to do it then. That is how I want to do it. Magpie on Twitch says, friendly PSA, never let a chiropractor touch your neck. My sister did, and it genuinely gave her a stroke way too young. This is because she was pregnant and not the chiro worked on her neck while they are not supposed to do after pregnancy. But I've heard other horror stories about chiro working on necks. Okay, well, the necks are always scary looking because, like, have you ever seen it? They do this thing where they'll, like, take your neck, they like, relax your neck, and they go, snap! Like that really fast. And if they know what they're doing, it's probably fine. But the problem is, I did have one trip to the chiropractor that didn't go well. I showed up and my usual guy was not there. And instead was this really big, tall guy. And I don't want to cast aspersions on people with a lazy eye, but he had a lazy eye. Okay? And he got me in there, and there's a part where he had me like twist on my side. He was supposed to take my hip and move it like that to crack my lower back. And he tried to move it, it didn't crack, and he just started hammering the side of my hip with the butt of his hand like that, like pa, pa, pa. And it didn't pop, it just severely bruised my hip. So, yeah. Oak said, I hope it's Wendy old bag. No, don't manifest that! Magpie said, actually, it was shortly after my sister had a child, but her blood vessels hadn't gone back to normal, apparently. See, I didn't know the blood vessels changed like that during pregnancy. I'm sorry, my dad was a stroke victim before he passed away, and so I empathize very much with that. Crystal with a timestamp, 37:25. I'm almost an hour behind on Twitch. Quiggity said, also, I've been playing Metaphor on Game Pass. I've been doing wonderfully until I was literally blown up by mobs. Then got my first game over. Did you last farther than we did? When was our first game over? Was it the baby? Huh? Oh, there was a follow! Cypher is over on Twitch now. Cypher Lord edits. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Hang on. Thank you so much. I won't give you the rundown because I already gave it to you. And it won't elaborate any further talking about Metaphor with Queen Katie, so don't worry about that. But thank you so much for the follow. I really, really appreciate that. Atlantic said, our restraints have been placed. Quiggity said, but other than my one fantasy is dead, Metaphor is awesome. I love seeing all the foreshadowing at the start of the game, blah, all about to meet. Any names I see, I'll blank out for the sake of Cypher there. Quiggity said, I have a weird deja vu. I know I've seen this exact picture on stream before with Logan's pic. Imagine it's from one of my deja vu dreams. It's so creepy actually dreaming the future somehow. Logan's cam, I mean, it's possible. I get deja vu all the time. I don't know what causes it. Glitch in the Matrix, something like that. Quiggity said, unless I saw this pic while playing on my version of the game and watching Logan. Magpie says, roller bag because my shoulder hurty, but if my shoulders would never hurt, messenger bag all the way. Quiggity said, what about a fanny bag? Eglin said, I have a roller bag. I can't use it since the handle broke, though. Okay, one time I took a roller bag on an airplane, and it was like a checked bag. You know, they just like toss it inside the plane or whatever. When it came back out, the handle had like smashed and shattered to pieces. And it's so, because now it's just like this sharp shard of plastic, and it's not nice to roller with anymore. And Vera said, gonna make a tournament, give me bags you wish were there. Oh crap, this is before that happened. Eglin said I need to fix a handle one of these days. Oak says no. Quiggin said thank you, Fanny Pack needs its rep. Me and my mom loved it when I was a kid. Vera salutes. There's the Artship Octopod raid. So I can scroll down a little bit. So that's good. There we go. There we go. Scroll down. All right, let's play some more. No, I got to catch up a little bit more on YouTube. I'm sorry, lurkers, if you're still here. I don't know why you're putting up with me if I'm just yapping with stream. But Crystal says laughing. Cypher says, oh, I guess slow mode turned on. What have I done? Vera said, oh my gosh, PT for back buddies. Crystal said, YouTube slow mode jailed. Cypher says, I'm so sorry, slow mode was not my goal. Derma said, well, this very temporary slow mode. Cypher said, I'll try my best not to do this again. I'm so sorry. No, it's fine. It's my fault. You're so behind, not me. Wow, I got a camera. Goon mentioned. Oh, cameo. There we go. Thanatos says, if this causes the slow-mo to be turned on, please don't ask me about my favorite character in this game because I'm capable of talking about them for hours. Well, now I'm curious, Thanatos. Can you at least say who your favorite character is if it's someone that we've met? Vera says, Thanatos, you want to talk about them so bad? Derma said, there's no longer any good words for Lang's men. Both Minion and Goon have been ruined. I mean, henchmen, thugs, lackeys. I miss when the word goon was socially acceptable. Vero says, subordinates. Thanatos said, people don't understand what a good character they are, or maybe I'm biased. Derma says, subordinates. Not good either. Vero laughing. Cypher says, I feel called out. The only prosecutor I respect is Sai Nijaba, and that will never change. Really, there's some good prosecutors in this series, though. I love Edgeworth here. We're him right now. But there are also some bad ones. But, so, you know, you take what you can get. Derma said Gavel's young, though Opinion says, I'm going to be real, I still don't understand Gavel's behavior in case 2 and 3. No, exactly. After last case, it feels like, you know what it feels like? In pro wrestling, whenever someone's a bad guy and then does a face turn and suddenly a good guy and acts like that none of that other behavior ever happened. That's what it was. She was awful in cases 2 and 3. Toshi says, Gavel is a judge working part-time as a prosecutor. Life is hard. Opinion says, oh, it's 100% because he was always told he was right. I'll ramble about that more later, but he's not as dumb as the game makes him out to be. I hope so. I want to see him finding something he's good at. But let's play a bit more of the game. These two gentlemen have been waiting very, very patiently for us. That was just what I needed to hear. Fine, you're in. Why are we talking about pee-pee? We're not going to talk about defecation as well. Oh, you're in. That's what you said. Enunciate, please. Speak the Queen's English. Or is it the King's now that she's dead? I've lost my minions, my goons, and you've lost your fancy title. Oh, we're nothing without goons. But it seems neither of us is prepared to give up on this investigation. I like that they're bonding here. I do feel like they had kind of come to an understanding at the end of last game. So it's nice to see them being friendly-ish. Now, seeing as we're both so stubborn, how about we go head-to-head and thrash out the details? I'd be honored. This is foreplay. If nobody stops them, they're gonna end up doing it right here on this crime scene. But be warned, I won't be going easy on you. I have an assassin to catch. And not even you're gonna get in the way of that. Of course, I would expect no less. I heard what happened. I just spent like 20 minutes reading chat. I need to play some game. I'll be back to the chat soon. Oh, it's Nora. Welcome, Nora. I didn't think you'd be able to be here today. Welcome. How you doing? Bad news, Nora. Lang, on the right-hand side of the screen, apparently seems to think that Verity Gavel is the murderer. So your crush, Gavel, he wants to have her executed. Ha! Let me show you the truth I tore from this case with my bare fangs. Boo. Why, I suspect Gavel. Oh, look, we can like see Global Studios. We got like a date. We got times. Ah, that's neat little details. Oh, it's a filming permit production company. Filming dates, insurance number, permit type. This is oddly detailed right there. All right, so this judge friend of yours met the president up on the roof. And then she pushed him and he landed right here. Oh, this all happened the night before last.
The people had all been cleared from the viewing platform, so it was just the two of them up there.
Do we still have the ticket stub for when Kay went up there? I don't think we do, because would it have a date? Did it say when she was up there? Maybe not, maybe not. So does that mean they just didn't work on set the entire day before?
And that pretty much sums it up, no doubt about it. She killed the president.
They were there completely alone. No bodyguards, no goons.
None. I checked. His security detail had no idea he even went up there.
Oh, do you think he was participating in the illicit auction? Maybe he was trying to get his stuffed bull back. Because remember, that was in there as well, and it had the recording device in it. Maybe it had some incriminating information that he was using to blackmail people or be blackmailed with on there.
He must have gone in secret. Maybe it was a conversation they didn't want anybody to hear.
But what kind of conversation? How were the two of them even connected?
Seems the president spoke to the owner of the building ahead of time. He had him set aside the viewing platform for just the two of them. And it was the president asking. I guess the guy wasn't about to refuse.
So the last person to see the president alive really could have been...
Yep, Gavel. Gavel? Did you say her name was? Whatever. Her. Lady with the lightning bolt. Hair. Things. Weird.
His argument certainly isn't completely without merit, but I noticed at least one glaring hole in his reasoning. That's where I'll need to focus my counterattack. Yay! Rebuttal. I suspect Gavel. You guys know the drill. We always say before cross-examination, press every statement and then figure out where we're going to present our evidence. But I guess since I'm still so far behind in chat, both chats, I'll read some more. Archip Octopod said, have a good rest of your stream. Thank you again for, you probably can't hear because you're long gone, but thank you again for the raid. Vera said, take it easy. Magpie said, today I'm putting together the Legos Botanicals Plum Blossom set. The friend I was dog sitting for bought it for me from Ireland as a thank you. Oh, that's awesome. Barra says it 100% is because I can do Bearer of the Stars. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you very much. Quickett said, yeah, Logan's voice acting is 10 out of 10. Aw. Vera said, I just realized I wrote the same bag twice. Whoops. Lesbian Wolf said, happy Pride Month, all of y'all just joining. Quickett said, don't worry, I voted for both. Lol. Vera said, they're the same. I just want to make sure I wrote it for Katie. Lesbian Wolf said, I thought Fanny meant a person's front, not part of the butt. Well, you're in the UK. Yeah, said Googled it just now. And it's both. It's regional. Magpie said, I think he meant if you're in the UK, this is what it means here. Quickett said, and you're awesome for it. Vera said, finals up. Magpie says, but yeah, Fanny in the UK is something that'd get you dinged on Twitch. Fanny in the US is butt. There's the poll. Oak did the favorite moon phase. Vera said, yes, ma'am. Once this is all over. Quickett said, Fanny Pack is all I remember it being called as a kid. I don't know if it has other names, but it served my mom well during field trips. I think I remember hearing one time what it was called in Europe, in England, but I don't remember what it is. Oak said, doing this in honor of Logan's planetarium. Aw, I have to go into work early tomorrow. It's not fun. The summer schedule starts tomorrow. I have to go and start in early because they're not going to have field trips in the morning. Vera said, what if Lang is a murderer? I mean, his assistant was. I feel like, and I could be wrong, I feel like if a character makes it all the way through a game without being a murderer, that character is probably cleared of murder in subsequent games. That is my hunch, but I could be wrong. Quickett said, Fanny Pack rules supreme. Lesbian Wolf said, tis also called a bum bag. Queen Gated with the timestamp 5252. So we're getting closer. Let me take a look over on YouTube. Toshi said, probably someone cut her salary. Vera said, Gavel needs that paycheck. Cypher says, 10 out of 10. Very amazing, very free-to-play friendly. Palace 3 is the hook, though. Derma said, Gumshoe got his salary cut a bunch. He never murdered. Cypher says, Palace 3 made me cry so gosh dang hard. Derma said, we're in a loop of Persona ranting. Cypher said, I feel so bad for starting this yet so giddy. That is just an excuse to rant about the series. Thanatos said, relax, it's actually interesting, or at least for me. Cypher said, thanks. I had the whole arc about feeling insecure about her looks. Derma said, I'll be honest, I don't remember who I is. She was the person, wasn't she like bullying Yosuke over his... actually, I'm not going to say because I think somebody said, was it Rast was just starting Persona 4, so I don't want to spoil things. But yeah. She was just kind of a jerk, I thought. I never started Yosuke Senpai's younger brother. Apparently, I didn't trigger that properly. I did very poorly with social links. Persona 4 was my first game, I'm sorry. First Persona game. Cypher said, Social Link is really good, top 10 of the game, to be honest. Jose, how you doing? Saying hello. Hey, hello, Jose. Jose Ignacio Andrade. Oh, Andrade. Did I say that right? I hope so. Cypher said I'd probably put her social link number 7, possibly 8. Derma says, hi, Jose. Cypher says, regardless, very good and does cover fat phobia. Actually, the girl who all the fat jokes were made about, she ties into it. Oh, Hanako, wasn't that her name? See, that one teacher, Noriko, man, she ties into because after a certain point, she starts beefing with I to extreme measures, having a really hard time, not spoiling because it's so genuinely good and I want to rant about it too. Derma said, I'm currently working my way through 100 line, but I guess I'll have to check out Metaphors sometime, add to the backlog. Oh, there we go. There's where I was before. Oh crap, now YouTube does this weird thing where it just scrolls very randomly. Hang on, I gotta figure out where the heck I am. It did it again. It scrolled without me. So I gotta scroll. I'm sorry. I haven't had to deal with YouTube this much before. Crap, where'd I leave off? Scroll some more. I'm sorry. I'll be back to the game in just a minute. We should press, There we go. I found where it was. Let's play some game. Then I'll be back to both chats. I'm sorry I'm so far behind.
All right, so this judge friend of yours met the president up on the roof, correct?
Hold it!
How can you say for certain that the two of them really met?
So the plan is to come in swinging, huh? I've seen worse approaches. Dominate the battlefield, counter your opponent's every move. It's a tried and tested strategy.
And not what I was intending at all.
But this battle has barely even begun, Mr. Prosecutor, so shut up and buckle up. And then she pushed him, and he landed right here. This all happened the night before last.
Hold it! The night before last? How can you be so sure of that?
Well, the security camera footage said April 4th, and it's April 6th in game.
Ha! If you're not sure, take another look. Take as many as you need. This picture is from the camera up on the viewing platform, like I said. And the camera doesn't lie. It's from 2 nights ago.
Unless it's going to be another weird thing like in the camera in the prison where there's a power outage and so the timestamp is off.
Objection! You have a picture of them both entering the rooftop area, but nothing from off to that point, I presume?
No, there's only one camera and it's pointed at the elevator.
So did we see Gavel leave by herself? Because if we saw her leave and him not leave, I still think he was probably involved in the auction. He probably went down the hatch and died at some later date.
You can't see the viewing platform itself. Still, this is when the murder happened. I'm sure of it.
If the president really was killed 2 nights ago, then his body would have been here in the lot this whole time.
So there's probably some statement from Penny or something like that saying that they worked the day before. Side of the underground auction, there's an entrance, the 51st floor, hidden on the roof. We'll probably use that later to say that he could have exited through another means. Entered or exited another means. Latest series after 12-year hiatus. The concrete was broken and the earth exposed, but are they really his footprints? Surrounded by shards of concrete, flecks of something yellow stuck to the clothes. Doesn't at some point Penny say that he wasn't here yesterday? Modeled on the first generation Torosaurus design. Seems like it fell from the roof on set. Oh, production trailer last night. But Lang is saying that he fell off the roof instead of that killing him. Belonged to President Wang. It can record and play back sound. Photo taken yesterday. Okay, so that's what we're gonna present. So we got it. This is fine. We're gonna keep pressing statements, so just for content.
Taking a little moment there, Mr. Prosecutor? Well, save it. I'm not done explaining. Not even close. The people had all been cleared from the viewing platform, so it was just the 2 of them up there.
Hold it! It's entirely possible somebody else was up there, surely.
Yeah, what about the cotton candy stand?
Not so fast.
The owner of the building received a request from the president himself to clear the area.
You know what that makes it sound like? It's the president was definitely involved in the auction then. He had them clear the area so the president could usher in people to go down and do illicit auction stuff. The fact that Gavel was there, maybe that's why she knew that Excelsius was involved in that stuff and was so heck bent on taking him down.
He knew there'd be serious trouble if he messed up, so he went to work as quick as he could. They cleared everybody out, and I mean everybody, including your stupid cotton candy seller.
Stupid! No, that's mean!
Still, it wasn't enough. If it had been, the president wouldn't be lying there now. And that pretty much sums it up. No doubt about it. She killed the president.
Hold it!
No doubt about it. Are you certain of that? Ha! Of course I am. The place, the time, everything points to the woman in the picture.
The place and time? Interesting. Agent Lang seems to believe the president wound up in a certain place at a certain time, and yet, yes, I think I'm starting to see the problem here. There's at least one major point he's overlooking. That's where I'll need to focus my counterattack. Okay, so we know what this is. There we go. Night before last. Let me read some more before we present the evidence. Oak says Voros twins. No, I thought they were the Da Vinci twins. Voros twins, huh? Quegator said, why is it called gibbous? Because that's what the shape is. Like, if you have a circle and it's less than half, like that, that's a crescent. More than half, but not quite a circle, that shape is called a gibbous. That I didn't know this till I started working at the planetarium. First time I heard someone say like waxing gibbous or waning gibbous, I'm like, what are these silly words? Oak said gibbous moon, heavily underrated. Lesbian Wolf said gibbous is so goofy. He said, ooh, I love chocolate milk. My preferred brand is Ovaltine. It's amazing. Oak said, I remember when I was like 12, I made a Mario Maker level that was really hard and got featured on a YouTube video because I was very toxic in the description of the level. Huh?
Voros is their real name.
Oh.
They are just known as the Da Vinci twins because of the viral video.
Oh, okay.
I'm a scholar on the subject.
Oh.
Booby.
Oh, well, thank you for the 10 bits and for saying booby instead of boob. I'm going to be honest. I'm sure they're probably very nice people. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Maybe they're awful. I don't know. I'm going to assume they're nice. I actually find their content really annoying, personally. But it's just not my cup of tea. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Oak. I appreciate that. Lesbian Wolf says, full moon, Persona 3 ref. Oak said, I said something like, just because you're too bad to beat the level doesn't mean you should downvote it. Magpie said, love the idea that only certain trucks are capable of isekaiing you. Yeah, that's it. It has to be a flat-nosed truck with a trailer. That's what it always is in the anime, right? You ever see a pickup truck doing it, right? Actually, it's not even always Truck-kun. That time I got reincarnated by a slime, I think the guy was stabbed to death. But yes, Magpie. Oak says, and then the guy in the video beat the level and was very sad. Aw, Queen Katie said, I crave chips. I go nab chips. See when you get back, Queen Katie? Nora says, I just sneezed. Gesundheit, bless you. Oak said, I made a lot of Mario Maker levels and some were shockingly good and others were weirdly bad. Nora says, I just sneezed again. Bless you again. Oak said, I look back on my Mario Maker profile and there were some really interesting levels and some of them were insanely sadistic, like one where you had to do a frame perfect trick where you break a box to get a key and enter the door at the same time to get in, and going through the door, you have to immediately crouch or you die, and there's a checkpoint right there. Noah said, bro, I'm watching a show, not right this second, of course, and ... It is destroying me. I'm not even that far into it because it has 3 seasons. Each season has a lot of episodes. It's an episode an hour. It's called 13 Reasons and Why It's Devastating. Oh, I think I know the show you're talking about. So yes, that sounds very sad. Oak said, I was an evil 12-year-old. Lesbian Wolf said, who hurt 12-year-old you? Darn. Nora said, can you see me? Batty Verity. I should read some more on YouTube. Let me have a sip of water. Hang on. By the way, if you are a lurker, either on Twitch or YouTube, and you're sticking with this stream after all the time I'm spending just reading chat, I owe you a high five and probably some snacks or something like that because you're amazing. Let's see. Derma said, correct, but the first run, it took 35 hours alone. Cypher says, it's fine, don't worry, I kind of messed up myself here. Crystal said, YouTube chat, want to feel how Twitch chat feels? Cypher said, no, not necessarily. Derma says, please, no. Valtube says, I already feel it. Crystal laughing. Derma said, yeah, we're getting the idea already. Crystal says, want to feel 30-second slow mode /J? Derma said, which is impressive given there's only 10 people. Cypher says, if you want to feel it, just go to Twitch. Crystal laughing. Cypher said, which I will do because I need to follow him there. And thank you again, Cypher Lord. That was really nice of you. Said, following you on all your socials. Disappointed I wasn't, shaking my head. Well, thank you. Derma said, Cypher's breached YouTube containment. Persona will be spread far and wide. Cypher says, truth nuke I fear. Said, this man better have a Discord for me to spread my Persona agenda, does he? I do. It should be in the link tree as well. There should be an invite there. And we do have a Persona channel.
So just make sure that if you do a lot of Persona stuff, that you use the right channel is all. Crystal posted a link. Derma said there's a Persona channel and all. Crystal said you can see his Discord here. Cypher says thanks. Thanatos said it's Bronco Knight. There it is. Bronco Knight. Why? I wish Capcom could have just paid money to whoever came up with Horace Knightley to use that name. Let's see. Dermo said, yeah, Gavel turnaround didn't have enough time to give to it, in my opinion. I agree, Dermo. Thanatos said, I love that chess-obsessed guy, and he's such an interesting character. It's a pity the only time we speak to him alive is in the first case. I'm actually glad of that because I picked a voice that was very annoying for me to do for him. And so for that reason, I'm selfishly glad he's gone, but I agree. He was a very interesting character. I still want to know if they're like more about the whole thing going on between Shelley DeKiller and Sebastian Rook. I thought that was very interesting as well. Opinion says there's so, and then a picture of a spade. Chris said YouTube chat. I'm going to do some YouTube modding. Okay, and there's some slow mode stuff. All right, I should play some more of the game. I hope I'm getting close to catching up on either of these. I'm sure I'm like an hour behind on Twitch. I'm sorry, Twitch. But again, Nora, good to see you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so we're going to present some evidence. Saying it happened night before last. So no, we're going to show the evidence, the photograph. Objection! See, having a photo of our beautiful baby Penny Nichols is immediately useful. We should just present this as evidence for everything. Shi Long Lang, former star agent of Interpol. How the mighty have fallen. Hi. Hey, I was being nice to you earlier. I was sincerely extending an olive branch of friendship. And now you're bullying me. Take a look at this picture. It's a behind-the-scenes shot of some of the cast and crew. Look at those smiles. Well, maybe not shots, but you know what I mean. I'm going to assume... Well, no, because that's right. I was going to say that maybe the president was the one in the suit, but no, Penny Nichols said the suit actor is just outside the gates. We haven't seen who the suit actor is yet. The question is if it's going to be somebody new or somebody we haven't met yet. Because obviously, like, we haven't really met very many suspects. As much as I like to joke, I don't think it's going to be Sean Fenn. But Sean Fenn, he's going to be related to this somehow. He's going to maybe be Rosie Ringer's kid or something? I don't know. Wait, hang on. He's 13 and everyone was taking revenge for something that happened 12 years ago. So yeah, maybe. Because it was her lover that was killed. Look at those smiles. Well, maybe not shots, but you know what I mean. And it was taken only yesterday. I know, I'm already sweating a lot. If Judge Gavel really did kill President Wang the night before last, the body would have been clearly visible in the background of this picture. Perhaps you should have taken a little more time to speak with those involved. After all, thorough witness interviews form the basis of any good investigation, as you should know. What? Was that a photo? Did Lionheart take a picture of me being smug? I don't think I've ever seen you so happy, Mr. Edgeworth. You really do love backing your opponent into a corner. Ha! Ha! Fine, you got me. I must say, it's been a while. I almost missed it. Perhaps if you tried to stay a little calmer while conducting your investigations in the future. Ha! Don't push your luck, Edgeworth. Hey, call us Edgeworth instead. Oh, because he can't call us Mr. Prosecutor, because we're not a prosecutor anymore. Lang Z says, the righteous anger of a wolf lasts 100 years. I won't be calming down anytime soon, not until we've caught the president's killer. I want the same thing. We all do. Nonetheless, the body appeared last night. You have to accept that now. And there's one other thing you'll need to accept. The president didn't die from a fall. I mean, are we sure? I mean, you said earlier you just think that head fell on him. Let me read some more comments in the chat. Lesbian Wolf says, oh my gosh. Magpie says, you mean the, quote, not as big a b-hole as you could have been arc that every AA game does? Yes.
Yes. Oak says to Nora, no, you're invisible. Nora says, and you are transparent. ... Little face sticking out tongue. Vera said, I didn't know Oak had kids /J. Oak said, I have 2 kids named Piper and Molly. Nora said, yeah, I've met them. They're just clones of Oak. It's actually really how identical. It's really eerie how identical they are. Queekita said, I'd say the same thing boost that happened to Hugh O'Connor, but worse, because said parent is actually more important than than the nobodies that Hugh's parents are, so Eustace is much more broken. And the thing is, I also feel like Eustace probably only got that special treatment like at that school. He was working that like construction job and all these other things. I'm sure other places he went, he probably had people treating him more normally. So I agree, Eustace is probably more broken. So I want to see him get fixed. Nora says, anyways, can somebody help me calculate taxes for my math homework? You're a kid, Nora. You're like 14. You shouldn't have to do taxes. Vera said, I'd be doomed if I live in a country that enforced taxes. I am too bad at math. I'd land in jail. Taxes is the worst. That one meme, you've seen the meme where it's like, tax time. All right, how much do I owe? Guess, I don't know, 600. Jail. Like, that's not that far off. It's awful. Nora said, I was literally about to send Vero, can you help me with my taxes? Vera said, can't. Nora said, but Vero, you're good at everything. Vera said, I'm not. Nora said, you are. Vero, I think Nora actually has a point. You are good at everything. Vera says, I bluff a lot. I'm Phoenix Wright. I know, right? Urk. I thought it was IKR. Queekita said, Nora, you're a knight, not the super smart mage. Oak says, I is mean, but she's a very interesting character, and I like seeing why she's like that. Nora says, I with a heart. And then Nora said to Queen Katie, I am. So at least Twitch chat is where we're talking about I on YouTube. So we can go back to YouTube. Again, if you're lurking and you're sticking through all this yapping with chat, I love you. Let's see. Oh, crap. I think it did scroll without me. No, it didn't. Cypher says, trust me, do not look in persona chat on Discord, lol. Thanatos said, well, I mean, I do make sure you don't, like, spam the chat. Because if like, one person dominates the chat with, like, tons and tons of spam, I may have to, like, institute, I don't know, harsh talking tos, timeouts, things like that. Thanatos says, like, messitude? Or is my old Homestuck phase affecting my view of spades? Oh, I've still never gotten into Homestuck. I'm sorry. Opinion says yes. Crystal says why, Cypher. Opinion says, I'm curious to how else do you describe a relationship as spades could possibly be interpreted. Cypher says, curiosity killed the cat, my friend. Crystal says, what did I just saw? You're the new Phantom Thief, I guess. Okay, I need to take a look at this. I need to make sure that this is not out of control. I need to make sure that our Discord is not on fire right now, because I am very concerned. I'm gonna just take a look at the persona. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. There's just some like memes and things. I was worried. Durba said, what did I just saw traumatize you so much you lost the ability to speak? Cypher says, truth nuke. Uppity says, you might need to make a physical note of where you leave off on YouTube. I might. I've never had to before. Durba said, I mean, it'll catch up pretty soon at this rate. The problem is, like, I'll leave it scrolled at a certain point, and then YouTube will just, like, jump down to the bottom again. Uppity says, yeah, but it's not fun to deal with the auto-scrolling when he doesn't have, when he has trouble catching up. Huh?
I can tell you something that will convince you I'm not good at everything. I sometimes mix up snarl, slag, and sludge.
No! Slag is another word that means something bad in the UK. I think it means either like a prostitute or a whore or something like that. So they've stopped calling him slag in all media. They're calling him slug now. But how could you? To be fair, they've mixed up his names in some media. Like when Slag was in Transformers Animated, they called him Snarl because they hadn't come up with Slug yet. So that's understandable, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. Let's see. Crystal says, I'm nuking YouTube chat, prepare for a 30-second slow mode. And said, yeah, Dermo said, need to head. I enjoy the Persona fanboying audios. Good night, Dermo. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanatos said, wow, the dialogue between these two looked like flirting, because it is.
Been busy with my senior year for the last several months. When did we opt out the blue Capcom fighter for the red edgy fancy dude?
Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Crap, and because it wasn't Famine wasn't your original name. I'm trying to remember what your real name was before Famine. It was oh crap. What was it? Because I had to call you that. It's been so long. How are you? It's so good to see you. Yes, we swapped him out, although the blue Capcom fighter was on the other side of a fence earlier. Famine the horse ride, you were oh crap. What was it? What was Famine's name? What was it before that?
But thank you so much for the 100 bits. I'm sorry that I'm rewarding your generosity by forgetting your old name. I am so sorry, but it is so good to see you. Thank you for the 100 bits. And I'm like a couple comments away from caught up in YouTube. I'll be back to Twitch in one second here. But yes, Thanatos, it is flirting. Queequeg said he wants to cook so badly. Toasted Iga/J.
It's Diver,
Diver Down!
JoJo, Part 8. I've been great.
Diver Down, yes, Diver Down. Thank you so much. And another 100 bits. You didn't need to do 100 bits again. You could have done 10, but I appreciate the generosity. Diver Down, thank you. It has been a while. So hang on. Is that a JoJo reference, Diver Down? Because like I am still way behind in JoJo, like at the very beginning of the 4th part. So thank you for the 10 bits. I'm sorry I'm so far behind, but thank you. How have you been? I'm sorry that Twitch is on slow mode, but I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. Toshi said we really need the autopsy report. Yes, because then we can find out. Why are we just making these assumptions? Thanatos says, I call Bronco Horace Bronco because Bronco/Horse Bronco because Horse is pretty close to a name I can't take seriously in my first language. Oh, what's your first language, if you don't mind me asking? So every time I hear Horace, I just laugh. Okay, I'm caught up on YouTube. Over on Twitch, Queen Katie shrugs. Vera said, true, I am bronze, not smart. Vero, you're brawn? You're brawn? Vero, but we hate brawn. Nora says, oh, speaking of me too. Wait, your teacher. Queen Katie said, in justice we trust. Vera said, you do not have the touch nor the power. Nora says, of what? Just the touch. You got the touch, you got the power. Yeah. Queen Katie said, man, I got insanely good chips. I'm going for another round. Lol. I hope I'm getting caught up soon. Let's play a little bit more of the game, though. And there's one other thing you will need to accept. The president didn't die from a fall. That's right. He was crushed by the falling head of a giant monster. The incident occurred here on the movie set, not at the top of the big building. Says you, but that's just your theory. I mean, that is fair. It is just, like, Edgeworth even admitted that. He said that's what we're just running with for right now. I'm not about to give up on my own because of it. But it literally can't have happened the night before last. We just proved that with this picture. Unless he, like, fell on the other side of the fence and then was brought in here. Did you? What if, ... what if, huh? Your friend Gavel pushed the president off the big building the night before last. And then came down here to the movie set and hid the bodies somewhere. Yeah, but where? There's all kinds of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment, you can hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later, last night in other words, and take it out again. We just need to check the lot for trace evidence. We'll soon find where she put it. I mean, that is a possibility. We can't assume it, though, but we should look into it. There won't be any need for that. This piece of evidence proves that Judge Gavel can't have hidden the body. Oh, I have evidence. Well, okay. I do? What do we have? Yadagrasu pin. Forged letter between Kay and Rosie Ringer. Big building, side of the underground auctions. There's an entrance to the 51st floor on the roof. Anything new there? It's just a picture of the building. Okay, we're gonna have to point at something here. Maybe the clock on the face later? I don't know. Creature feature flyer, latest in the series after a 12-year hiatus. Torosaurus versus Gordy. Epic rivalry is born. Global Studios production. The concrete was broken and the earth exposed, but are they really footprints? Crime scene notes surrounded by shards of concrete. Flecks of something yellow stick to clothes. And that's just the picture of the body. Okay, there's the broken horn. I don't know. Why would that show that she wouldn't have been able to hide the body? Torosaurus head, modeled on the first generation Torosaurus design. Seems like it fell from the roof of the on-set production trailer last night. And that's just a picture, okay? The Torosaurus plush belonged to President Wang. It can record and play back sound. Behind the scenes photo taken yesterday. No monster footprints and no body were visible at that point. Just enlarging so I can kiss Penny. You're wonderful, you're beautiful, Penny. I love you so much. Oh, the movie set locks. She couldn't hit the body because she doesn't know the combination. Combination lock at the front gate was left untouched while the side gate's chain was cut sometime last night. Also, let's check out the security camera footage. That was just the roof. Okay, so we got it.
Take that.
Both entrances to this lot were locked.
And we already know that the chain on the side of the gate was cut only last night. Ah! Judge Gavel had no way of getting in here to hide the body the night before last. I mean, she could have hid the body in the big building the night before last, then brought it here. I don't know. But the murder has to have happened 2 nights ago. Why are you so set on believing that? Because, ... If you remember, that picture was a printout from a video. And there was more. Oh, cross-examination again.
Why, I still suspect Gavel.
Okay, let's save our game. Wow, we're getting through 2 cross-examinations tonight. We're making poggers tonight. Nora says to Vero, what touch or power do I not have? No, Nora, it's a song by Stan Bush. You got the touch, you got the power. It's an 80s power ballad they played during the 1986 animated Transformers movie. Just to kind of pump up the hero, like, you got the touch, you got the power. So if you don't got the touch and you don't got the power, that's just bad. Vera said, just a silly reference. Magpie says, his not so fast sounds different to me somehow. I don't remember what it sounded like. It's been so long since we played Investigations 1. Quicken said, by the way, honestly, I wish they gave Lang a mind chest in this game like how I wish they did for K. They don't? We don't get to mind chest him? Obviously don't say who we will mind chest, but I'd assumed we were gonna mind chest him. I'm actually shocked at that. So we're obviously gonna have a mind chest against whoever the culprit's gonna be probably later on. But if we have one more, maybe one of the witnesses? Maybe Penny? I don't know. Queen Katie said, like, this would have been a great spot for one here with Lang, but no! Nora said, wait, how do y'all imagine me? Like, do I give off vibes of skinny and crystal-sized or like 6 foot tall and jacked? Oh, you're bodybuilder jacked, Nora. The way you always talk about fighting your friends, you're probably ripped. Vera said, you're jacked and 9 feet tall. That's almost as tall as biblical Goliath. Quiggity said, I see you as Nora from Ruby. Oak says to Nora, neither you give off vibes like 5'3" and I'm not, and not jacked. Nora said, y'all responded at once. This is true. Oak said, you have Nora and me mixed up. Nora said, this is true. Vera said, that one petite and jacked art base meme at its Oak plus Nora / platonic. Nora said, this is true. I'll give best description to me, but I'll BRB first. Vera said, foolishly fool, as they say. Timestamp 1:17:17. I'm 45 minutes behind still. Let me take a look over at YouTube real quick. Grab, where'd I leave off? I gotta find where I was. Thanatos says, it's Spanish. Don't worry about asking. Okay, I'll need to look up what that means in Spanish then, apparently. Because I unfortunately do not speak Spanish. I know like a few select phrases, such as permanecer satanos, por favor. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, but that's about it. Let's see. Thanatos said, that's why my English is incredibly bad sometimes. Really? I haven't noticed. It seems good on here. So good on you. You're doing quite well. Cypher says, also, I don't know why I'm not on YouTube. I don't know why I'm on YouTube, expecting me to be on Twitch most of the time. Although I may be busy depending on the time, I mod for another creator. Totally understandable. We'd love to have you hang out with us more. Said, so I may be busy with that. Toshi said, Larry shows up with a drawing of Cavell flying. No! Although his art was much better in this than it was at the end of AA3. Cypher says, I'll BRB, gotta restart my laptop. Olas, I need my meds. Give me like 5 minutes. See you when you get back, Cypher. Enjoy your meds and your reboot. There's footage from a few dozen minutes after your friend went up on the roof with the president. It shows her heading back into the elevator alone. You know what there's no footage of? The president himself leaving that roof. So we're gonna present the big building footage that there's a secret entrance. Because did our court record specify that there was a secret entrance to the 51st floor from the rooftop? Yeah, there we go. There we are. We already know we're gonna present. This is easy. Lang, I expected more from you, friendo. There's no other way he could have gotten down from the top of a building that high. Unless he was pushed by Gavel. You say the president was never observed returning from the viewing platform? Yeah, camera was pointed at the elevator door the whole time. If anybody else had come up or down, it would have been on that tape. In other words, the presence of the camera ensured that nobody could have left unnoticed. I see. That's not good news for Judge Gavel. Security camera footage updated to my organizer shows President Wang and Judge Cavell arriving on the roof of the big building. There's no footage of the president riding the elevator down to leave. Vanishing from a rooftop hundreds of feet in the air. Yeah, that's a tricky one, all right. Indeed, even the Yotagorosu can't actually fly. Well, I mean, I never see me try. Not yet, anyhow. Just wait. I'll figure it out. Just need a little more practice. I could jump. You see me jump? I could jump like a foot in the air. I'm gonna get so high up in the air. I'm practicing jumping with weights on. Please don't tell me you think you can learn. I saw it on Dragon Ball Z. It's how Goku and Krillin learned to fly. They trained with weights from Master Roshi. Well, I still suspect Cavell. So once again, you guys know the drill. We already know what evidence we're going to be presenting, but we're going to save. We're going to press every statement just in case there's like fun little goofy dialogue or maybe even clues, foreshadowing for later stuff. And then we're going to present evidence. In this case, is going to be showing that there's an entrance to the 51st floor from the roof when he says there's no other way he could get off the building. Huh?
K is Rock Lee in another life.
Exactly, Rock Lee did the same type of training with the weights. I love that. I hear that that's actually really, really bad for your joints and bones to do that, and so you should not do that in real life. It is an anime trope. It is not meant to be realistic, but I love just the idea behind it. It's so great. Thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vera. I appreciate that. Oak says, also, all of you are wrong. I'm not 6'3", I'm 6'2". Confirmed by the doctor that you all gaslit me into thinking I was 6'3", because I have to say I was 6'2", and then someday you're all convinced me I was 6'3". I didn't even know we were gaslighting you, but apparently, unless you're gaslighting us into thinking we're gaslighting you. Quigita said, I got that too. I am not a mod. Lol. Vera said, that's hilarious. There's Diver Down. Said, wow, haven't been by in a while. Saw a YouTube short. Good to see you're still all at it. You're still at it. I'm plugging away. Maybe I should have given up long since now. After 4 years of streaming, maybe I should have said I'm never going to make it big. I should just give up. But I enjoy hanging out with all of y'all too much. But good to see you, Diver Down. Vera said, welcome back. Good to see you. Quigita said, first playthrough is locked. Then second playthrough, you do whatever you want about 100 line. Quigita says, add code, holy crowd. Did I say that? Did I mispronounce that? I don't even remember why I said that, but okay. Magpie says, my sister was okay after a while. Just in case anyone wondered, she's doing great now. Okay, good. Because like strokes can be dangerous. My dad, before he had like the big one, he had a minor one some years before. And he recovered from that, okay? So I'm really glad, Magpie. Like I said, that's freaky stuff to have to deal with. I'm glad that your sister is okay. And there's Cypher says, you're darn right, I am. Quigita said, the baby fight is the second arc. I died the first arc. Vera says, welcome. Nora said, no description coming up. Crystal said, Logan is an hour behind. Dang. Vera said, he's further behind here. Diver says, he's so popular. Quigita said, 124.48. Then Oak says to Nora, Nora has light green skin, pitch black beady eyes, bulbous antennae coming from the top of her head, fully bald, and no nose. Is she the alien from the Bogo's Binted meme? Nora said, Nora is kind of chubby. AJ claims I was built like a hippo. I do not know how to feel about this, so I told her I was built like a fence post. Anyways, I'm 5'3", as you all know, but I'm not, in fact, jacked despite popular belief, but I am strong. Those pull-down machines, I forgot their name, but those are the gym. The best I've done is 40 pounds 100 times, which isn't that crazy, but a big deal for me. Anyways. Well, you know, hippos are like, they're killing machines. I think a lot of people don't realize how dangerous they are. On Vera even says, Bogo's Binted. Nora says, am I Mantis? Oak said, why would you lie with so much in your description? Vera says, add quote, I miss when the word goons was socially acceptable. I do. Nora says, what do you mean? Magpie says, absolutely, Langworth is real, laughing. Quigita said, I still say we need a mine chest with Lang here. Vera said, happy pride to them specifically. Nora says, Verity, no. Castle, how you doing? Popping in to say that the dragon on Lang's sleeve looks very funny. Is it just because, like, his expression on his face, he's just like, like that? I like it, though. How you doing, Castle? Always good to see you. Oak says to Nora, I just described exactly what you look like, and you have the audacity to lie about your appearance. Quigita said, lurking over at Tony's for a bit. I do ping me if Logan needs a potato, but I have faith. Diver down with a hydrate command. I will do that right now. Thank you very much for the hydrate. Let me glance over to YouTube. Thanatos says, Horatio is the name of your drunk uncle. That is why the name Horace makes me laugh. I always like the name Horatio, like from Hamlet. I feel like we don't name enough people in real life Horatio anymore. Horatio Hornblower. Yeah, it's a good name. Captain Crunch's name, Horatio Magellan Crunch. It's a good name. It's a respectable name. Valtube said, I'm going to sleep. Bye, everyone. Good night, Valtube. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Good to see you here. Get some rest. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Cypher says, I'm back. Stream so good. It got me eating sliders and having Coke at 1 in the morning. I, for the longest time, didn't know what the word sliders meant. I remember eating like little White Castle hamburgers and someone's like, sliders. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what they are. Apparently, I guess it's a thing when you, I believe it's a drinking culture thing that if you drink lots, you're supposed to eat greasy hamburgers like sliders, like and it like does something to the alcohol that makes it so your hangover is less bad. Is that true? I don't know. I don't drink. I drink chocolate milk. I'm an innocent young lad. Magpie says, in the UK, it's a bum bag. And Nora said, and thank you very much. So we've heard verification. Both Magpie and Lesbian Wolf say it's a bum bag. Nora said, y'all, there's someone at my school who I cannot stand. We call her E. She's friends with Z. Z is fed up with her a lot, though, so I don't remember who was talking to Z, but E went, she's fat and ugly, just like someone else I know, and looked at me like, okay, bro, what did I ever do to you? Yesterday, I went to my first race of race cars, and today I went to go-karting for the first time. Where did you all go? Okay, race cars. What kind of race cars? I've done some commercials for a race car venue once, ages ago. I've never been to a race car race. I have been to a monster truck rally, and that was pretty cool. Garlic says, to Mars! That must take a long time. It could take like 7 to 9 months to go there, even if Mars is at opposition with Earth, which is when they're both on the same side of the sun and the closer point in their orbits than any other time. Oak says to Nora, chess. Queen Gator said, okay, I'm back. How's Logan doing? I'm doing great, still slow, nothing accomplished. Diver said, the game, this is big Logan voice acting hours. Yes, I should get back to the game, Diver. Thank you very much. Let's do that then. So did we save? I can't remember if we saved. I'm pretty sure we saved. Let's save again, just to be sure. Because like I said, we're pressing every statement. We know we're going to present the building layout when he says there's no other way to get down from the roof because he's wrong about them. Let's press every statement first. There's footage from a few dozen minutes after your friend went up on the roof with the president. Hold it! A few dozen minutes. That's awfully vague. The exact length of time doesn't matter. Not anymore, anyway. What matters is what she did after that. And what was that exactly? Perhaps you'd care to elaborate. Oh, I mean to, believe me. It shows her heading back into the elevator, alone. Hold it! So, she was alone when she went back down in the elevator? Are you sure of that? It's dangerous. People die in elevators. What if there had been an earthquake? I'm certain. Like I said, there's footage from a little while after they went up to the roof. Footage of Gavel recorded by the camera that points at the elevator door. And she was getting back into the elevator. Just her. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. It seems almost certain that Judge Gavel did indeed get back into the elevator alone. I doubt he'd be so sure of himself otherwise. That's so weird, right? Like completely alone? Not even her pal, the goddess of justice, was there? I doubt the presence of an invisible entity would have swung things either way. That's the thing, you can't see goddesses in security cameras. That's basic science. What, no fair, poor goddess of justice. I feel like I should light a candle for her and say a little prayer. So earnest, Kay. Oh, there's a pin message on Twitch. Oh, with 1 bit spent. I'm sorry, yeah, Diver Down with it's 10 bits minimum for TTS. I'm sorry if you were TTSing, but thank you for the bit. Said, while I have no clue what's going on, I see big monsters, so I gotta ask you if we have a fave Godzilla monster. I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite one monster, but I like Godzilla teaming up with Mothra. I don't know why. I think it's sweet. No, I do like Godzilla. I don't know a ton of the monsters. I have a couple of friends who are like huge Godzilla kaiju fans. And sometimes they'll talk about some of them and just drop out names that I have no idea what they are. They have to explain who they are. But I know that you got Godzilla, you got Mecha Godzilla, you got Mothra, you got Rodan, you got, is it King Ghidorah? Is that the one with the three-headed dragon? And I've seen a bunch of other Godzilla universe kaiju. But yeah, just Godzilla hanging with Mothra, being adorable together, I will say. Let's see. I gotta read some more of the chat. Nora says to Oak, I have a proposition. You know what we gotta do. Oak said to Nora, I do not know what we gotta do. Nora said, try and impersonate each other's voices for characters. Quick said, by the way, a thing that happened during Tony's stream, gunshot-like sound. Was that a gunshot? Policewoman walks in. Oh, it's just Date. AI, the Somnium Files. Nora says to Oak, thoughts? Oak says, I'm not a huge fan of their videos. I think the Adachi video is funny, but I'm not usually a fan of their content. They're genuinely pretty nice, though. One of the only meme creators I've seen actually using their influence for good. Okay, that's nice. I do like, because I said I really don't know what they're like in real life. That is nice to know if they are genuinely nice people. Their content, it's not for me. But then again, not all content needs to be for everybody. Nora says, oh, by the way, we are close-ish to the 2.5 hour mark. So now is a good time to start keeping an eye out for raid suggestions for later on at the 3 hour mark, just saying. Nora said, 13RW is devastating. Oh, 13 reasons why no one here should watch it. Oak said to Nora, sure. Also, what show is there? Is it their slow mode? So I have to combine chat messages. Queen Gay with the timestamp 1:43:43. Oh, I'm only a half hour behind now. Nora said, what show is what? The one I was talking about earlier. Oak says, yeah. Nora says, 13 reasons why. Oak said, oh, I always make up that show with 50 Shades of Grey, and I can never remember which one I hate. Well, one is about people doing it in kinky ways. The other is about a teen taking one's own life and why. I believe, if I understand correctly, Nora said, AJ got me into watching it. It's a lot. We're having a sleepover later this week to watch it. Garlic said, my Wi-Fi's acting weird. I got to dip for a bit, Toodles. Okay, Garlic, hopefully we'll be able to see you back. I'm sorry your Wi-Fi's acting up. I hope it gets better. Nora said, check DMs. Oak says, that's why they changed his name. Yes. Because Transformers is like very popular and respected in England. Like probably, I would say even more so than over here in the United States, because it had a very respectable comic book run over there. So yeah, they got to be concerned about their international audience. They had another issue with a character that they named, that they revealed the character's name they were doing a few years back. It was like a new character. And then they found out that apparently in England, it is a slur for a person with Down syndrome. And so they had to change it. So yeah, sometimes their language, we forget that like, United States and England, they both speak English, but there are differences between American English and British English. And Vera said, you're making me allow the word whore, Oak. Oak says, Logan saying whore is so bizarre for me. I'm sorry, should I not say it? Nora said, no, I know that was so unexpected. I'm sorry. Famine says, it was $300 for $3, so I'm happy to spend. Well, thank you again for the 200 bits. And I'm sure that Twitch Bezos appreciates the other 100. Vera said, bronze, not that man. Quigay said, I got 4 bowls of chips so far. I'm dying for a 5th. Vera said, I crave sweets, but I already had some candy earlier. Well, guess what? I got here. I've been working through, I mean, it's a little bit oldish, but it's still good. It's not past the expiration date. I got my stash of Reese's peanut butter eggs from back on Easter a month and a half ago. They're so good. They're so good. Like these eggs, they've got like a really great mix of chocolate to peanut butter. You want some? You want some? Reach in there. Grab some right now. Okay, I'll read a couple more comments and we'll get right back in the game. I promise we'll get back in the game. Nora says, Logan, did you see the Funko Pop? I got a power. I got it for free. Oh, you got it for free? Nice. I did not. I don't think I saw it. What channel is it in, huh?
I need to ask for your opinion on something. Saw someone who said I don't know if it's illegal in pizza world, but I love putting seeds on my pizza. What are we thinking?
Like what type of seeds? Like sunflower seeds or something like that? I actually am a fan of people putting unconventional toppings on pizza. I remember one time I was in California and went to this pizza place where it was like an all-you-can-eat pizza buffet, but it had like weird pizza stuff. Like one of them was like a peanut butter and jelly pizza, where it was like instead of marinara sauce, it was like jelly, and the toppings on top of it were like peanuts and things like that. And stuff like that is weird, but it's like, that's kind of fun. Sometimes it's gross. So I would give it a try, assuming it's like edible for human consumption type of seeds. So I would try it. I'd give it a shot. Maybe it'd be good, maybe it'd be gross. But I'd give it a go. But thank you so much for the 10 bits. I appreciate it. But yeah, Nora, which channel? Is it in the anime channel? Because I assume you're talking about Power from Chainsaw Man, right? And Vera says, Yogan. Nora said, I just didn't capitalize the L. Oh, and a pin message. Nora says, it's in the anime channel. Check it right now, bro. I have to right now. I should get into the game. I am behind in the game, and we have people who are lurking and wondering why I stream if I don't actually play the game. Okay. Oh, wow. Like, looks like Queen Katie's been posting a bunch of pictures in that QED manga. Oh, there it is. It's Power from Chainsaw Man. And some One Piece necklaces. Nice. I mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of Funko Pops. I'm mainly not a huge fan of, like, collecting them. I feel like once you've got, like, a couple of them, that should be enough for anybody. Because I have a couple of them I got, and it's like, that was enough for me. It was mainly trying to get Funkos of characters that like, don't have merchandise otherwise. And then after that, it's like, I don't need any more. I'm good. I also got a Conan O'Brien one for free at San Diego Comic-Con one time. It was very awesome, though. But thank you very much for the pin message. Let me take a look over at YouTube. And let's see. Fatato says, in my country, Horatio is pretty common. Oh, really? That's awesome. Sarver says, I don't drink either. I'm only 16. Then again, that doesn't stop people nowadays. Well, we do not endorse underage illegal activity of any kind in this chat, so I'm just saying. Fatato says, I'm pretty sure I knew 2 or more Horatios. Sarver had been trying to open this slider box for like 5 minutes. Oh, I got it open. Only took 7 minutes. Oh, wait, it's trying to scroll without me. No, there we go. Opinion says, you think Edgeworth would think being alone in an elevator would be safer. Okay, that is, well, except think of where the danger came from in the elevator for that particular instant. Was it from the other person in the elevator or not? So, Cypher says, Power from Chainsaw Man. Absolutely. I'm more of a, crap, what was her name? It's been so long since I watched Chainsaw Man. Kobeni type of a guy myself. I think she's adorable. Cyber said, don't even get me started. I'll be the Persona rant all over again. I love Peak Saw Man. You and me will be talking about this later. So yeah, if you scroll up in the anime channel, you'll be able to find Nora posting the Chainsaw Man Funko there. All right, I should play some game. I'm still like a half hour behind in Twitch, but I should play some game. If we could return to the matter at hand, Agent Lang, you don't think there's any possibility the president could have taken the elevator at some later point? No, I considered it, but... You know what? Oh, sorry, you know what there's no footage of? The president himself leaving that roof. Hold it! And just to be thorough, the camera has no blind spots, and it was functioning normally. Are you trying to say I'd overlook stuff like that? What do you think I am? Forgive me. As I said, I was just being thorough. It's simply my way. Ha! Whatever. The footage was clean, okay? There's no doubt about it. The president came up in that elevator and he never went back down. Understood. While I may question your testimony, I'll refrain from questioning your methods any further. Do what you want. Well, I'm flattered, though. Am I blushing? I feel like I'm blushing. They're both rock solid. Yes, my testimony is rock solid. My methods are rock solid. And when I talk to you, Miles Edgeworth, I am gonna continue my testimony. There's no other way he could have gotten down from the top of a building that high. That's what we're gonna present our evidence to, but let's press it first. And what if there was another way he could have gotten down? He was 50 stories up! Don't be ridiculous! The elevator was the only way down, it's that simple. If you want to take my theory apart, you'll need some sharper tools than this. Would there really have been no other way of leaving the viewing platform? Well, Mr. Prosecutor, are you convinced? There's no other way the president came to be lying here. Unless he was pushed by Gavel. Hold it! I think it's a little too soon to be saying that for certain. Ha! Struggle all you like, you won't escape me. My fangs will close around you in the end. Why do I like the sound of that? Oh, your fangs aren't inescapable, and neither was that rooftop. I'll escape one by showing you how the president escaped the other. Oh, nice! Oh, you hear that, a bird? There's nothing this great thief loves more than a breakout. You talk a good game, Mr. Prosecutor. Now, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Escape away if you can. So, the camera means no one could have gone unnoticed. Or does it? Was falling really the only other way he could have left that rooftop? Okay, so we're gonna go where he says, no other way down. And we'll save just in case I am overlooking something and being dumb, which does happen in this game. And then we'll present the big building. What was it described as? Not just the big building. Just the building. The building. There we go. Presenting it.
Objection!
Oh, tap, tap. Actually, there was another way.
Apart from the elevator? What do you mean? You're not about to tell me he flew?
He didn't need to. It was much simpler than that. Assuming the president knew what we know, of course. Namely, that the big building has a hidden 51st floor! Okay, we'll read some more in the chat, because I am still so far behind. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Diver says, giving the body the Fazbear treatment, stuffing it in a suit. I mean, it's possible. If the person in the suit was small enough, think about it. You tie the arm to the arm, tie the legs to the legs. You got a dead body there, and you're now in real life. You wouldn't really be able to do that because rigor mortis would set in fairly soon. But if we're operating Weekend Bernie's rules where they just ragdoll in there, why not? Quiggy said, Vero, you broke my cravings. Now I crave candy I just bought yesterday. Thank you. I didn't want to eat all my chips already. Vera said, I got you. Crystal says to Queen Katie, check DMs. Vera says, ad quote, we don't get to mind chess him. Said I'm actually satisfied with this case's mind chess. Okay, well, I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing who it is then. Queen Katie says, yeah, I was expecting to a mind chess here, especially when Lang said, let's begin this battle of logic between two kindred spirits. I was so mad. After playing them, I agree, though, even though I had a lot of saves coming. Nora said, I'm going to go watch a show that Oak is telling me not to. Nora, that's not, no, don't. Vera said, I think you should watch it too. Reverse psychology, there we go. Oak says to Nora, please do not watch Twin Peaks. Nora says, okay, anything Vero says goes. Vera said, sigh, I tried Oak. Oak said to Vero, I listed all the trigger warnings and she still is trying to watch it. I can't even give a list of the trigger warnings because that would require a trigger warning itself. Vera said, Oak, you also tried, girl. Castle says, looking dragon. Nora says, I'm going to sleep. Nighty night, friends. Good night, Nora. Enjoy Twin Peaks, I guess, if you go against Oak's wishes. Oak said to Vero, I sent you a screenshot on Discord. Nora says, ad quote, I don't drink. I drink chocolate milk. It's true. Because I don't drink alcohol. Vera said, oops, gotta be 10 bits. I can pin it if you want. And then Vera adds a quote. Divedon says, nah, he'll get there. It's my first time with bits, so I'm learning. Vera said, nah, it's okay, it happens. Why not? You know, I can unpin. Diver said, well, now I gotta find out how to cheer 9 bits to pay the ferryman. Haha. Vera said, write a cheer, then without space, put a number. Quickett says, I like the moth guy. Also like Mothra. I don't know much about kaiju. I just think Mothra is neat. Says Magpie. She is a lovely lady. Oh, and Diver with 9 bits said, ha ha ha, I can pay taxes. Many thanks. Thank you very much, Diver, for the 9 bits. Let me glance over at YouTube. I gotta scroll up again. Why is there so much chatting everywhere? Cyber says, Kobeni is the only good girl in Chainsaw Man. Uppity says, the danger came from Yana Yogi, so yes. Cyber says, only good woman who isn't a crap person in some way. I've only watched the anime, so I haven't read the manga. So I don't know if we've had any revelations about her, but I like her. Cyber says, they're so gay for each other. Good for them. When is the Yaoi arc, though? Thanatos says, in the first game, Len called Edgeworth pretty boy twice. Toshi said, these two need to calm down. There's children in the big building. And right next to both, there are 2 children in this vicinity with both of them right now. Cyber said, no, the children need to experience the joys of Yaoi and Yuri, but sadly there's none in sight. Twin Peaks is good, though. It's also where the idea of the Velvet Room came from. Oh, is that correct? Interesting. I didn't know that. I've still never watched Twin Peaks. I ought to at some point. Okay, let's play some game. By the way, we're once again almost to the 2.5 hour mark. Really good time to start keeping an eye for raid suggestions. I gotta have a sip of water, though. Namely, that the big building has a hidden 51st floor. Eh? That's right, a hidden floor. I don't know, for some reason I am amused at just having Lang's what's just up here. What? I don't know. It kind of reminds me, I've been watching the new season of Go-Go Loser Ranger, and I love the way that Fighter D, every time someone goes bad, just like, what? I don't know, it amuses me. That's right, a hidden floor. And with it, hidden walls, windows, and ceiling, and all that stuff. With a hidden entrance on the rooftop.
If he left that way, he wouldn't have needed to ride the elevator.
Eh? But you said it was hidden, right? That it was a secret? How would the president even know about it?
It's an interesting question, and one I don't have an answer to just yet. For now, this is just a theory.
So what are we talking about exactly? What is this hidden floor of yours? Sounds like the kind of place your little ninja friend would happily spend time in.
I'm a thief, not a ninja, but I'd love to be a ninja. Oh, I would love it so much. No, I hate it there. Don't make me go back. That's where I got crap. What was it called again? I think Eustace said it was amoeba. Unfortunately, Kay's memories of it are far from happy, but she has them now. Move in the right direction. I hope we don't have to sit here and explain it all to Lang. I wanted to fade to black, fade up, and Lang's like, oh, that's what the last case was. Okay. There's a secret storeroom up there where they kept lots for an underground auction. The whole sordid scheme was uncovered just yesterday.
An underground auction? What the heck are you trying to say? That President Wang was involved somehow?
Well, his stuffed toy was there. Maybe he's the one that donated it. I don't have any proof, but I certainly think it's a possibility. Yeah, based on what we've seen of him, he totally seems the type.
That was my angry howl. I'm really upset at that. You besmirched the name of my dead prez.
Eek!
He'd never do that! Not the president! Illegal underground auctions? No! He'd have nothing to do with it! Nothing!
What's gotten into him? Is he really in love with the president? I thought things were going so well between the two of us.
I hope you two are feeling lucky, because when people start saying stuff like that, I start biting!
Then read some more in the chat. Where did I leave off? Cyrus says, also, raid player 5. I will copy that down. What we do with Cypher Lord, we always get suggestions of a bunch of different raid possibilities, and then we pick one later on based on a number of criteria, but I will add that right now to my list that we're just starting out here. So thank you very much. I'm just copying that over here now. Says, he's a friend of a guy I mod for. He's also the world record holder for the fastest time to beat Zelda Breath of the Wild. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, we've got a bunch of criteria. We always go for people with the fewest number of viewers. We don't want them to be set on followers only, not playing games that we are playing that are farther ahead than us, just like various criteria, but we'll take a look, see what fits the criteria best. Quigator said, I love how tonight has been such a snack craving night for me, and I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. So you're getting all the snacking out of the way, so your teeth will feel nice and clean tomorrow. Vera said, you're muted? Nope, okay. Nora said, it's in the anime channel. Check it right now, bro pin. Cypher said, to Nora, do you like Chainsaw Man? That's my fave. I own every single volume of Chainsaw Man. I love it so much. Aw. Nora said, Cypher, I'm not nearly far into it. I'm on like episode 10, but it's good. What I was talking about is I got a Funko Pop of Power for free at Hot Topic. Quinkin said, lol, yeah, I'm rereading QED, so I started sharing funny panels from it. It's such a fun manga. I need to get caught up on all the various Discord channels. Cypher said, lame, read the manga, it's peak. Nora said, Kobeni is so adorable. I love her. I also love, and I don't know, maybe they've revealed it in the manga. If they have, don't spoil it. But I stumbled upon a thing where people who only watch the anime were like, theorizing and hypothesizing about the what do they call it? Her devil contract? Is that what it's called? Cypher says the only good one because she's the only woman in the series who isn't a crap person somehow. I mean, that is kind of true. Even what's her name with the eye patch was like hitting on and trying to make out with underage guys is not cool. Nora said, I'm too poor and have other manga I need to get, like stuff that's only manga. I might get it eventually though, but for now I'm poor and have to prioritize other manga. Cypher said, just borrow them, I'll help too. Nora said, if you mean through online, then yeah, no, I'm a person who has to buy the physical copy. He's never like reading manga online. Cypher says, I read Chainsaw Man weekly, so I can't read those parts physical. Castle said, do you think someone has just shoved dollar bills into their mouth after being told put your money where your mouth is? I bet someone has. Oak said to Castle, yes, me. Cypher says, I read My Hero Academia wheelie over 4 years, read Chainsaw Man weekly over 2 years, Jujutsu Kaisen since chapter 1 dropped. Okay, well, I enjoy all of those, but all of those I've been an anime watcher, so no spoilers in the manga for any of those, please. Nora said, yeah, there's only one manga that I read weekly, my favorite manga ever, but it's because the author posts on Instagram, but I'm still waiting for physical copies in English, because the Instas are in Japanese, so I've got to make out what I can. Castle said, this makes me happy to Oak. Nora said, oh, right, I'm going now. Bye-bye. Good night, Nora. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm glad you were able to be here, especially since you said you thought you wouldn't be able to. Sleep well. Thank you for hanging out. Vera said, good night, Nora. Cypher said, suggested player 5. He's the guy who holds a world record for the fastest time to beat Zelda Breath of the Wild. He's also been in a few streams of the guy I mod and edit for. Vera said he usually goes for people the fewest viewer count. Oak says, incredible quote, but that also means we've had over 180 quotes in the month of May. Wait, really? Vera said, we're that good. Oh, the end of the chat is in sight. Look at that. I'll take a look at YouTube in a minute. We gotta play a little bit more. We gotta play some game tonight. But I will read on YouTube as well. I promise. Yike! I love whenever the sprites zip off the screen so quickly. Huh, she ran away.
You know nothing, neither of you. You have no idea how much the people love him, how well respected he is.
Is this gonna be a thing where Lang's gonna have an arc where he has to come to terms with the fact that the president became a bad person over the years? Is that really true? And we certainly saw a different side of him here. I guess we know what lurks behind that seemingly respectable public face. But the people of Zangfar clearly don't. I wonder if I should tell him the truth about his beloved president. I mean, maybe later. Let's prioritize things here, bro. No, what good would it do? It would only upset him more. Forgive me, Agent Lang. I didn't mean to upset you. We spoke out of turn, both of us. I can only apologize. He's so polite.
You know what? Apology accepted and reciprocated. Sorry, I got carried away. Could we hug it out? Give the homie a kiss. Apology accepted.
It's all right, Kay. You can come out now. Sorry. Oh, did she? I want to know where she hid. Did she hide in the kaiju suit?
It's fine. It's not you I'm upset with. It's the animal who killed the president.
No! Lana, go away! Well, ain't you just a fine figure of a man? All patriotic and such. Gotta tip your hat to that sort of thing.
What you talking about?
Well, I got good news for you, Mr. Patriot. Real good news.
Huh?
Ain't no way in heck your pal, the president, moseyed on downstairs via 51.
Really?
I was hunkered down in that storeroom the whole dang time. Eyes peeled like oranges. Didn't she admit that she, passed out at one point, though? Of course, she would have already snuck in by that point. Let me read some more over in YouTube chat. I gotta get caught up on both chats. Where did I leave off now? See. Cypher Lord, talking about Twin Peaks, where the Velvet Room idea came from, said indeed it is. Oh, is he just actually a wolf? I thought he just looked like one. Well, everybody in this game has a theme to them. So his theme is being a wolf. Toshi says he's Shiba Inu cosplaying as a wolf. I love that description. That is fantastic. Let's see. Thanatos says, I want to make a reference, but it's a Spanish old meme, and I don't know if someone outside of there would know it. Well, is Jose still here in the chat? If only Clem or Jorge were here. They both speak Spanish. Let's see. Thanatos says, what a shame, since it's literally Lang. Now I'm curious. Cypher said, they haven't. She hasn't even shown up after the end of part 1. Aww. That makes me sad. But also, let's not even have any more spoilers like that. I feel like even saying, a character hasn't shown up in a long time is kind of a spoiler. So I'm gonna scroll past some stuff there just to make sure, because I want to go be as blind as possible into some of these shows. Opinion says, had to stop paying attention to stream. I have the cutest, sweetest kitty in the whole world, and I needed a million pets and scritches. What happened? That is fantastic. That is the good reason. My cat has started sleeping by my feet lately and is adorable, but she'll pin down where my feet are by the blanket. But so this morning,
So on Sundays this year, I've mentioned before, I've got church and it's kind of early in the morning, so I take like a nap after church because I'm out late on Saturday nights. So I came home, took a nap, laid down, and she hunkered down like on my blanket nearby my feet. And so I tried to stay as still as possible because I don't want to disturb her. But at one point I finally had to roll over. And whenever my feet are moving under the blanket, she loves attacking me. She was so adorable because she was like sleepy and kind of like woken up by the movement, saw my feet moving under the blanket, and immediately eyes got huge, and she tried to tackle them, but was still too like drowsy and uncoordinated to do a real tackle, and so just like flopped onto them. It was so freaking cute. Cypher said, Truth Nuke, I love how I ruined the entire trajectory of the stream by myself. I do not regret a thing. Toshi said, you have no idea how real his muscles are. Well, except he like exhaled and it's all blubber. That's why I'm like weirded out by the fact that Wang is laying there dead and his muscles should have relaxed. We should see his gut and his flabby face. Cypher said, who is this gal? I hate her already. That's Lotta Hart. She's a freelance photographer and she's awful. I said, yeah, my bad. Sorry for spoiling stuff. Just very enthusiastic about it all. Hard to contain yourself. You know how hard it is. Thanato said, if someone know it, it's the El Lobo. Oh, that means wolf. I know that. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I don't know how to pronounce it. It says, or the wolf always protects his partner. Something close to that translating is weird. I can see that. So he sees the president as partner, so he's got to protect it. I like that. All right, let's actually play some game. Let's play some game. Of course, she would have already snuck in by that point. Ms. Hart's statement jotted down on my organizer. Miss Hart was in the 51st floor storeroom the night before, but didn't see the president pass through. Thanks. That's very useful to know. Also, I know I've probably said this before in the first game. I freaking love Bro's sideburns. I wish mine could look like that. It's not nearly as good as his. Well, Mr. Prosecutor. What? Guess my theory still stands, which means I'm not budging an inch. Nobody saw the president after he met with Gavel 2 nights ago. That's a fact. But it's also a fact that the body appeared only last night. How could the president have fallen from the roof 2 nights ago and only have been found today? That seems a little slow as falls go, wouldn't you say? I love it when Edgeworth is all smug and snide like that. Sure, there are still questions that need answering. I'll give you that. Then I guess there's one thing we can both agree on. Oh yeah? What is it? Do you like smooching boys? You guys like smooching boys. I can tell you agree on that. Okay, 2 things we can agree on. The other is the question of exactly what happened here yesterday will require further investigation. Yeah, I guess all we know for sure is that the body and the footprints appeared during the night, ... And you two love smooching boys. Oh, okay, what's happening? Agent Lang, we'd like to hand the body off to the coroner if you don't mind. Fine, he's all yours. Just take care of him, okay? Oh, one last thing. Why? We found footprints near the body. I'm just gonna pause for a moment and just enjoy how adorable Penny's sprite is. She's adorable. She's adorable. I mean, footprints in the footprint, if you will. Little ones in the big one. Human footprints in the monster print. Interesting. And what kind of prints? Sir, they were child's footprints. About the size of your average elementary school kid, or perhaps a 13-year-old who is small for his age, able to play a child in a movie. What? Huh? Penny is on screen, so we're gonna read some chat while we're blessing my eyeballs. Let's see. Vera says, laughing, I miss class of 09. Cypher says, oh, that made sense. Oh, the L-Master, how you doing? Said I'm finally awake, late enough to catch another Logan stream, laughing, just lurking while playing Okami. But wanted to say hi, I've still never played it. That looks like a fun game. How are you doing, L-Master? It's been, not super long, not as long as it's been for Diver Down, but it's been a little while. How are you? And Crystal with some raid suggestions. Thank you very much, Crystal. I will copy all these over into our text file. Because we're less than 20 minutes away from the 3-hour mark. So we got to make sure that we are paying attention to these here. Vera says, spam him, what? Spam me, why? Why spam me? Spam me, why? Why did I do to deserve being spammed? Because Vera has some raid suggestions as well. And Vera said, my raid suggestions are orange juice. Oh, because it's O and it's J, but not Orenthal Janes. Orange juice. Oh man, I love some orange juice. I can't drink it late at night though. It's too acidic for like right before bed, but I love orange juice. Vera says, oh, Jay. Oak said, Logan is a very big and very magic daddy. Again, I don't know if I'm big. I'm 6'0" and I'm 165 pounds. But like I don't know if that's a lot for 6'0". Like my waist size is 32 inches. But my chest size is 38R. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm big. Oak says, Lotta, he's in love with the president, stop flirting with him. Oak says, it's Pride Month, also go away. Wait, Vero, are you able to search through all quotes? Vera says, nope. Oak says, dang, I am. Actually, I bet as a mod, for some reason I thought that Rukov was able to. So maybe you're not. Maybe it was just my imagination. Maybe Rukov was just like really good at keeping track of them or something like that. Vera says, Logan can though. I can. Oak said, because I want to find the big magic daddy quote. But then you'll probably be posting it all the time. And who would that be helpful for? Bucky says, Mary, dear Miss Logan Snacks Roll, Bucky. Oh, I could actually go for some Doritos. It's been a little while. How are you doing? So good to see you. How have Keisha's streams been? I haven't been able to pop by her streams in a while. I saw that she had what looked like a very successful fundraiser thing. I hope she's doing okay. Oak with the timestamp, 2:42:42. Am I only 3 minutes behind? Wow. Let me take a look over at YouTube. Let's see. Cypher said, fun fact about me related to that. My family has shrine to wolves. As we pray to them, we immigrated from Italy. My family is actually one of the founders of Pueblo, Colorado. Interesting. Said, by the way, Logan, besides Persona 5 Strikers, what spin-off would you consider playing? P4AU builds on P3 and 4, explaining the events between the games and showing how the P3 cast evolved. I would like to play P4 Arena Ultimax. I believe I got it for super cheap on a Steam sale a while ago. However, I probably won't stream that one because I am not a good fighting game streamer. Like, that's not the type of game that would be entertaining for me to watch, but I would like to play it. A lot of people have been talking about Persona 5 X. I'm not usually into gacha games, but I might be willing to give that a try. We shall see. I did play Persona 3 Reload and episode I Guess the Answer last year, though. Cypher said, however, it's a fighting game, so it may not be your thing. Not sure. I like fighting games. I'm just not good at them, and I'm not fun to watch play them. There's only been one stream I've ever done fighting game on here, and I think it was only fun to watch. It was long before we had a community here, and I think it was only fun to watch because I goofed off rather than actually played the game. Thanatos says, I noticed there's a lot of memes with wolves quoting stuff in my country. Lang would love living here. Well, I remember that like old timey, like there used to be a lot of memes on the internet with, what was it, Courage Wolf and Insanity Wolf, just saying stuff. Those are like classic old timey memes. Cypher said, I've been streaming P5X. You could always come to that, and I could show you how it looks and feels and such. I feel like if I am going to play it, I want to go in as blind as possible. Like, I don't want to even watch any footage of it. Queen Katie, however, did post in the Discord, I think it was Queen Katie, a Twitter thread, or it was a Tumblr thread, I can't remember, that gave a very good explanation of what type of game it is. So I'm still trying to decide if we're going to do that. We shall see. We shall see. I got a little bit of time still, but thank you for the offer. Let's see. Oak said, wait, no, we don't have 180 quotes in a month. I may have misread the date. I read the date as a month. I am sorry. Cypher said, I just know what this is about. Ken. Oh, what quote is it? We need to give this kid a gun. Persona 3 Reload. I actually don't remember. It might have been Maiko, actually. Did we offer to give her a gun when she was running away? I really don't remember. Cypher says there's no other person it could have been. Quick said, but wild how we were only at under 100 when we joined y'all until recently hit 600. Oak said I think it legit was when you seen this. Elmaster said it's been like a month, Law, but I'm doing good. Surprised you still remember me, Law. I don't know what your schedule is, but I'm Eastern, so whenever I see you stream, it's like 11 p.m. for me, Law. Yeah, we do Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. I'm Mountain Time Zone, so 2 hours off from you at about 7:30, 7:40-ish. So that would be starting at about 9:30 Eastern. So that'd be why it'd be like 11 p.m. for you. Because right now for me, it's about, right now for me, it's about 10:30. Oak said, it's my lifeblood. And Vera said, honestly, I never tried. Queen Gator said, quote 253 has context. Yes, it does. Said my tooth fell out and we were talking about the whole. El Master says, dang, I say lol way too much. I found myself, I went through a phase where I used to say that a lot. And someone called me out on it. So now I actually type out haha instead. I have abandoned lol in texts for years now. All right, Penny's been on the screen long enough. We should play some game. Huh? Elementary school, no! It couldn't be! What now? Okay. I probably should have mentioned this before, but Sean Penn has a notebook in his trailer where he's written a manifesto talking about how he really wants to assassinate world leaders. And after he met President Wang, he said he was going to kill him. In retrospect, this might have been related to this case. Ms. Nichols. He remembers her name! Hey. Oh, I didn't mean to butt in. Sorry. Penny, butt in all you want. It's never a bother. Penny, butt into my life in real life, please. I love you, Penny. Was there something you wanted to say? What's she so scared of? She's scared of Sean Penn. There's something I have to tell you. You'll probably think it was pretty awful of me, but I killed the president. Oopsie. But I'm a Scorpio, so I'm just you got to expect that. I'm sure it's nothing you need to be quite so nervous about. Well, what is it? Last night, I came here. Okay, either she's gonna say that she saw Sean lurking around, or she might be so dedicated to her job that she immediately realized, oh, this is going to implicate Sean. I'm gonna need to say I was here and say my feet are teeny tiny because I'm a petite, adorable girl, and try and take the fall for Sean. I hope it's that Sean was lurking around. What? Eek! You mean you came back to the set? Why? Well, I just wanted to... I was worried about him, so I came back to check. Check on Sean? I mean, what, does he sleep over here? Sean? The boy? Makes sense. Yes, you see, he stayed behind on his own last night to rehearse. Wow, he really takes the job seriously, huh? Well, okay, this movie is his first lead role. And he's trying so hard to make it perfect. He's not good at it, but he is trying. But I'm smiling, so I'm nice, I'm adorable. I love you, Penny. I love you so much, Penny. So, she might have seen what happened last night. Around what time was this? Let's see, it was already after 10, I think? It looked like it might be about to rain, so I got a little worried and came down. And when I got here,
You saw something, didn't you?
Yes. Sean was there on his own running his lines, and towering above him there was this long, like really, really long neck. It's gonna be Gordy. It's Gordy, right? Gordy's got a long neck. Gordy's literally in the movie. The movie is Torosaurus versus Gordy. Neck. Yes, with skin like an enormous worm. It was like a dinosaur. Hey, stop it, Lana! Actually, give me a copy of that photo. She's adorable. Oh, wait, you mean it must be Gordy, good old Gordy. You done gave me the slip last time, you slimy old lizard, but I got you now. What, now Gordy's involved too? Yeah, I think he might be. I was surprised as you are. Although, I guess Sean was practicing being a kid who can communicate with monsters. Hot dang, you're right. He could have been communicating for real with them little horn doohickeys of his. Right, but it seems like he was... That's not Gordy. That's the crane with the camera. She said earlier they put the tarps over it if it's gonna rain.
train with the camera. Penny, I love you. You're not allowed to be dumb. You need to be a highly intelligent, capable woman who don't need no man but still wants one, because I hope you love me like I love you.
Right, but it seemed more like he was kind of looking up and talking right to him. It was like they were friends. It's pretty weird, right?
Okay. So why would he be talking to the camera? Unless there was someone like perched up on the wall in the shadows beyond the camera and he wasn't looking at the camera, he was looking past it.
Dang tootin', it's weird. Weirder than a mustache on a mule.
Not that weird. I bet a mule could grow a mustache.
How could he cheat on his best monster pal like that?
I fear movies and reality might be getting a little mixed up here.
And you're absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Oh yes, but only for a moment. I was so shocked, I just turned and ran.
Well, how about that, Mr. Prosecutor? Another mysterious beast to contend with?
I gotta breathe. I've been talking nonstop for almost 3 hours. I gotta breathe and I gotta read some chat. Let's see. Oak was saying, it's my lifeblood. Oh, no, I already read that. I read that. Let's see. El Master says, dang. I say, law. Wait, I read that. Oak said to Queen Katie, there's no context for code 253. Queen Katie said, it's context Oak. Oak says, no. Bucky said, been evading the International Crimes Court. They'll never catch me. Well, you know, Bucky, anytime you need to invade International Crimes Courts, we love having you here. You're a delight. Queen Katie said, I mean, you could wait till I played a bit of P5X to hear my opinion on, as well as how long the current story is. Are you going to play it like right as soon as it's available, Queen Katie? Because that could be helpful. Just like non-spoilery recommendations, because I really don't want to watch footage of it, because I feel like that could risk spoiling me on things. Oak says, Sean Fed actually has the Death Note in his trailer. I could see that. I could see that kid trying to be Kira, the god of the new world. Oak said, Logan, would you forgive Penny if she committed murder? Okay, are we talking murder like actual murder? Or murder where it was a legally justified homicide, but we're just calling it murder for funsies? Because if she killed someone in self-defense, I'd forgive that. Oak says, ad quote, last night I came, ... here. Quiggy said, meanwhile, during this entire debate, Phoenix and Maya are over to the other side of the fence, just admiring the building, not knowing a thing that Miles is going through right now. I would like to think the two of them also stumbled upon an unrelated dead body and are having their own mystery. And both of them think that that's like the coolest thing that's happening in town. Vera adds a quote. Oak said, Lotta, go away. Why are you here? Quiggy said, Logan and Lotta in a dark alleyway exchanging money for goods. The goods being pictures of Penny. You know what I'd rather? I'd rather just, you know, befriend Penny or woo her and just get, you know, regular photos for free. Just a daily selfie of her being adorable. Oak says, Lotta, your plot thread with Gordy ended before Edgeworth even got a spinoff. Go away! Quingan said, Phoenix right now sneezing because Gordy was mentioned for no reason and Lotta about to go there for no reason. Let's see, Quingan said, yes, I'm going to play around launch for P5X. That's the plan. Cyber said P5X is 4 palaces on current servers. May likely be the first 2 palaces at launch. So are you playing the beta, Cypher? Oak says, yes, murder. I don't know if I could then. That might be a red flag. Murder might be a red flag. I'm sorry. Let me take a look over on YouTube. Where'd I leave off? Cyber says, I can link you with Thread and such. I'm good friends with the head translator. Ooh, okay, that'd be useful. Absolutely. Thanatos said, sorry to be late and I need to get up early tomorrow, so I'm gonna go. Bye, Thanatos. Thank you so much for being here again. So good to see you again. I'm glad you came back. Cyber said, usually end my own streams around 9 to 10 my time. Opinion says, dang, why were you jorking it in a parking lot? Okay, I'm sorry. Jorkin is a funny word. I think it's because of those horrible, like, AI voice memes where there's supposed to be spooky stories. Cyber said, game is game, bro. Toshi said, would you forgive Penny if she turned out to be the mastermind? That's tough. I might at that point just have to go over to Gallica. The problem with Gallica is, though, that I imagine that there might be biological incompatibilities that would prevent me from having children with Gallica. Whereas, but I don't know if I could forgive that. I mean, or is this a mastermind who's just like, I'd have to think about that. Cyber said the soundtrack goes crazy. I can't lie. Opinion says, do you really love someone if you don't trust them to commit murder for the right reasons? But I feel like if it's a justifiable, like, legal reason, then it's not murder.
I feel like any reason that's not justified would probably be murder. Can you guys give me an example of a murder that would... Well, actually, don't. We don't want to talk about that. I want people to think the channel is endorsing types of murder. Castle says, like, manslaughter. Well, manslaughter is like... Okay, manslaughter, yes, that's fine, because that's, like, accidental. You know, or something like that. Cypher said, also, you will likely start with the summer event stuff, too. I'm guessing you'll get up to Palace 3 and AKK, the summer event stuff, possibly Palace 4 too, unsure. Way the 4 is wrong is 5, also no, not the beta, playing with a fan-made translator on TW servers. Queegate said, global P5X is going to be behind by like a year, so there's a lot to go through. Cypher says, kinda. Y'all will start with the summer event. It'll take a bit, but at one point you'll catch up. Well, I'm assuming that they're going to be releasing them incrementally like they did overseas, right? Cypher said, so I guess it'll take 6 to 8 months before then, though, maybe 5. Castle says, the real question, would Penny still be Penny? If she was the mastermind, could Penny be the person she is if she committed a murder? There we go. That's a better way of looking at it, Castle. I like her, and part of it is because of her innocence and her purity, although she did have a yellow flag once. There was that line in the first game where she wanted the trading card, and she said, I don't know what kind of girl you think I am, but I need that card. I think she may have even said I would do anything for that card or something. It implied that she would be willing to do terrible stuff. But that's just for trading cards. So apparently she would probably do a murder, but just for a card. Eglin says, Logan, we've discussed the legality of literal cannibalism before. Murder is where we draw the line. Yes, by the way, 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 50 seconds. 10 seconds away from the 3-hour mark. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Yeah. Okay, yes, but I feel like people are less likely to try and go out there and commit cannibalism. I feel like murder is a bit too imitatable of an act. But I caught up. I caught up to the chat. I caught up. By the way, if we saved, when was the last time we saved? I should save again. It feels so good having caught up. Are we? And then slow mode has been taken off. I'm glad slow mode is removed from Twitch. Oh, let me just breathe for a second and revel in the fact that I'm caught up. And also, by the way, if anyone is still lurking, I think we do still have some lurkers. I want to give you the rundown of the channel real quickly here. As I mentioned before, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, currently alternating between this game and Metaphor ReFantasio, a great JRPG from the makers of Persona. So that means Tuesday is going to be Metaphor, and I'm very excited for that. We're in some very exciting late game stuff. Revelations about the story do be happening. I won't say what because we don't want to give spoilers, but it's a lot of fun. And then Thursday of next week is going to be the next Ace Attorney stream. We're probably going to wrap up here in just a few moments about at this point. But before I do any of that, though, let me... Oh, wait. Crystal already posted a link. I'm sorry, I already typed it into the chat as well. But I'm gonna... Oh, and you already cross-posted it to you? Crystal, you were so on the ball. For over on YouTube, there is a link tree. It's now over here on Twitch as well. That has all of my social media, a Discord invite link, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all this stuff. I need to figure out how to be good at Twitter. I've actually debated getting like a premium Twitter, if I can like justify it. Maybe if I watch enough anime on Crunchyroll that I can cancel my Crunchyroll subscription, because I'm pretty sure Twitter is pay to win now. But go check those things out or ignore them. No pressure on any of that. Let's see. Hang on. I got to scroll up a little bit because other people have posted stuff here. Cyrus says, again, so sorry for making the catch up this bad. It happens sometimes. As long as we just don't make it, and a lot of it's on me as well. As long as I don't get an hour behind every stream. But good to have you here. It's nice having you join the community. Eglin with a hydrate command. I'll do that right now. Eglin, thank you very much. And I know whenever Eglin does it, it's also a means for a stretch. There we go. Cypher says, if it weren't for me, it wouldn't be that bad. I still would have been behind. Cypher said again, it won't be there, but I will try to head in for the Thursday stuff. Please do. Oak said, thank you for the very lang stream. It made me smile. Crystal says, nice. Crystal says, 10 out of 10 pun. Wait. Who did the pun? Who did the pun? Quiggy said, thank you for the very moving stream for the second time in a row. Eglin said, de-shrimp yourself, Logan. There we go. Okay, posture check. Is that what I gotta do? There we go. Is that better? I'm no longer a shrimp. Queen said, see y'all next time for a royal time. Eglin said, good posture matters. Part of the problem is, like, this chair is slightly taller than my other chair, so I feel like I always got to slouch here. My old chair, I probably had to just reposition my camera, because, like, if I sit up tall, the top of my head is cut off, and then I look bald. So I gotta, like, slouch a little bit. Vera said, thank you for the very K-violent stream. There wasn't too much K-violence, not nearly as much as that one time that elephant was like crushing her repeatedly over and over and over again. But I'm also looking at who we're going to be rating. It looks like the person with the fewest number of viewers is someone playing Fields of Mysteria that has lots of comments in the chat from Vero. So I'm jealous. This other person gets to be Vero's friend, just like us. Let's see, Crystal said, long stream. Castle said, no pressure at all. Just curious if you considered a Twitter replacement since it's getting increasingly inaccessible, as you said, if I interpreted correctly. I've thought about it, but I feel like any place I go to instead, I'm gonna have the same issues. I need to learn how to use those mechanics properly. But maybe eventually, we shall see. Cyrus said, elephant, what? Yeah, an elephant beat her up. It happened. It was okay. It was in a prison. The elephant wasn't an inmate, though. The elephant was a circus elephant. Vera says, shush, don't expose me. Crystal says, yes. Oak said, don't worry about it. Vera said, it's only me in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and initiate the raid here. So we're going to start populating that. Vera posted the raid command, so thank you very much. I'll copy that down as well. I wonder if we ought to make... I mean, we could do the... I know Vera always does a version of that with the Optimus Prime emote as well. I feel bad because like we have our sub raid and you can't even see it because that's for subscribers and Streamlabs isn't subscribed anymore. Anyway, Cypher said use that frequently. I can help you. I've talked to people who know how to do it. I just needed to really make it a focus, I think. Cass says, gotcha, good luck with finding your finagling your socials. Chris said, night night. Vera said, my Optimus one is unique. That was just for you, Vera. But anyway, also for any lurkers over on YouTube, I appreciate you as well. It sounds like apparently I thought that there was a way to do raids on YouTube because I'm pretty sure I've seen like big streamers raid each other. But maybe it's just like you said, telling you to go somewhere. So if you're lurking over on YouTube as well, probably no raid, but I do love and appreciate you. You're awesome as well. But yes, so enjoy your Monday. I'll be posting the schedule on Discord tomorrow. It shouldn't be too much of a surprise for this week. It should be about what you expect. So Tuesday, Metaphor. Thursday, we're going to pick up right here where we're leaving off. I love and appreciate you all. You all are amazing. I'm sorry if anybody lurking got frustrated that I spent so much time just yapping with chat, but that is my favorite part. I've said this numerous times. I could play these games by myself, but I love seeing you guys. So thank you all for being amazing, wonderful community. Oak said goodnight. Love you all. Vera said goodnight. Elmaster said if you want to jump ship on Twitter, I highly recommend Blue Sky, fast growing alternative website with great discoverability, relative non-toxic community. Please don't get Twitter premium mail. It doesn't deserve your money. There's the raid starting. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Yeah. And for those watching the VOD or over on YouTube, good night as well.